have the iPad, so no. Hey, welcome to the Homebrew Happy Hour. No, I forgot my iPad at the office again, and so that means there's no G40 information up on the screen. It also means no music because I was too lazy to set up a laptop or something as well. But it doesn't matter. You're not here for that. And most of the stuff that I do anyway would be copyright struck, and would take down this stream anyways. But thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Brew Day Live. We are brewing. Oh man, I'm starting to die. We are brewing. Let me put it on the screen there. Oh, yeah, we got just that camera. I didn't even. You would think I would have done some more checks or whatever. That's good enough. We're brewing a delicious English mild this month. It is a table beer, meaning it's going to finish at like 4% or less. It's something to enjoy without getting sloshed, or drink a lot and get sloshed. Whatever you want to do. You're probably an adult, and if you're not an adult, what are you doing here? Of course, these Brew Day Lives would not be possible without first our sponsors. Thank you to down here, hopsdirect.com, up there, Imperial Yeast, and over there, Munton's Malt, for providing the premium ingredients that we use every month for these Brew Day Lives. More importantly, that we use every month for our Trub Club. If you want to brew this delicious kit with us or any future kits, you can go to patreon.com/homebrew happy hour. Join a recipe receiving tier. Come brew with us. It is fun. I just realized I didn't put the board on power. My dad's back there. He's hiding. Come into view, dum dum.
Hello.
Hello. We are, like I said, doing the English mild. Let me go over. If you're in the Trub Club at the 5-gallon recipe tier, which is the vast majority of people, what you're getting is 6 pounds of Munton's Maris Otter, 8 ounces of Caramel 60 or Crystal 60, same difference. 8 ounces of flaked oats, 6 ounces of chocolate malt for that color, and 4 ounces of caramel 120, also for some color and some good roasted flavor. We are doing half of an ounce at the full boil of East Kent Goldings, and then with 10 minutes left in the boil, we'll be doing another half ounce. And by we, I mean 5-gallon people. Everything I just said, you double it, and then that's what we're brewing today, because we're doing a 10-gallon batch. Can you put that back on the table? I got the yeast order in, but they were out of pub. So Trub Club members are using Imperial House, which is what I mean. When I was talking to our rep there, it wasn't Owen or Casey. I think it was Miranda. But they were like, "Oh yeah, no, House is what we would probably use anyway. It is our good British strain, blah blah blah." So House is what y'all will be using if you're receiving this from patreon.com/homebrew happy hour. And then the hops, of course, are from our good friends at Hops Direct. And then I already told you where the grains are from. I'm just repeating myself now.
You told me what we're using?
No. Why do you see? What is your problem? You have to just like pull the veil down. I didn't have House. I didn't have pub. Thanks for bringing this. You killed movie magic. What are you doing? Hold on. The stream's over. No, I'm kidding. We're back. I couldn't get the House in time, so we're using 05, which is fine. It's a neutral strain. It's not going to necessarily bring out what we want.
We can hydrate it. We're just going to pitch it dry.
We're just pitch it dry. Just
Both
sprinkle. Yep, just sprinkle. So we'll be doing that under pressure more than likely. I'm wearing my warm getup or my winter getup, but it's gonna be like 80 degrees today. So
it was 47 at the house this morning.
Yeah.
And felt chilly. And then I was gonna. Well, I threw a jacket in the car just in case, but I knew by the time we started this, it would be.
I wonder why
60.
This thing said it's 99% humidity. I wonder what's
this up here. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's wet for some reason.
Well, that would be 99%.
Oh, you know why? It was on here earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well,
But assuming that this little digital one's correct, in my garage right now it's 62.4. I do not think it's 99% humidity.
If it was wet on the back end, is water right here?
It is.
Look, yeah. Then it is. Yeah. If there's water on it, it's 99% humidity.
Yeah, well,
Set it in the sun for a little bit, it'll dry out maybe.
yeah, we'll see. But it is.
Actually, if it has water in it, it's 100% humidity.
It would be 100%. Yeah, that thing's not accurate. It's not right. All right. It should know better. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. We are coming into the new year. We had, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see the digital tap handles that I made for the serving room. I think I took some photos. It obviously would have been smart if I had taken the photos to put up on the screen. But let me see. Photos. I got a lot of photos of my kids.
Me too.
If you can see here, we I hope that this webcam doesn't really. Just go to instagram.com/homebrew happy hour. You'll see us. You'll see all the stuff there. We we had a Mosaic Smash IPA. We had a Kolsch, which I'm not confident we have much left. We had this year's batch of breakfast stout, and we had the ESB, which of all of them, this is the artwork I did for the ESB. And what's cool about these e-ink screens, well, one, they don't require battery. So there's a video our buddy Trent Musho at the Brew Show, youtube.com/the BRUSHO. He did a video on 3D printing in general. He 3D printed stuff for hydrometer tubes. He 3D printed these tap handles, and he showed the little e-ink screens that he put inside the 3D printed tap handles. And cool thing is, they're not cheap. They're like, if you round up, they're $30, but you can wirelessly update them through NFC. Unfortunately, right now, it's the only official app is iOS. So us Android schmucks I had to update it on my dad's phone. And it's also when I learned, did y'all know iPads don't have NFC? What the heck, Apple? Like, why wouldn't iPads have NFC? So it's so stupid. I was gonna configure them at home, and I couldn't. So I just took them there, and we had to build them there. But the ESB one, people were asking me questions the most because the artwork, it's not the most legible. And if you don't drink craft beer, they'd be like, "What is?" So I wrote on their English pale ale. If our buddies from Muntins are watching this and y'all want to correct me on what an ESB is, you can do that. But
so we'll wrap it up to 167.
Yes. So because I don't have the G40 cam or interface up on the screen here, I'll keep you verbally up to date on where we're at for this brew day. We did our initial mash for a full hour at 149, and now it is going to ramp up to 167. We'll do a mash out for 10 minutes. We had 15 and some change pounds of grain because, again, we're doing a 10-gallon batch. And the mash water was 6.39 gallons, but our sparge is like 7 point. Let me tell you, because I have the app for my phone, but I didn't have a way of getting the app up on the screen. So we have of our sparge 7.79, almost 8 gallons. So not yeah, we're making volume through sparging, and we're also sparging at 167. So mashing out at this volume at 167 for 10 minutes once it gets to the temp, and then we'll sparge almost 8 gallons at 167 as well, which I do hope are things up there. Oh yeah, we're good. Our sparge water kettle, which is just an old Brewer's Edge mash and boil, the first gen. It will be. It has served us well. So anyway, let me check here. I hope y'all are. If y'all are in the chat, let me know if y'all are brewing today. I did last month. I thought I gave a pretty good heads up of when the Brew Day Live would be. I think we did. So if you are brewing as well, or if you're supposed to be working, like I gotta get my laptop, I gotta check emails. Told Todd I would do emails. James and Todd have been swamped. There's an install in Stephenville, which is like an hour from the office, that they've been in the pre-planning stages, and now they're in the, I guess I say pre-planning. Let me think this structure out. been selling the system to this new bar that people finally pulled the trigger, and then Todd and James are doing the pre-installation like measurements. So the deal's done, the installation's gonna go through. I believe though it's not gonna go through until early February, and I think that's mostly because Todd has a work trip for CM Becker in like 2 weeks. Like he's gonna be gone for like 2 weeks, so they didn't want to start an install that they weren't positively sure until they had everything too. You know, trunk line, gotta get that in. We have the CM Becker side of stuff, but like the fobs and all that, I have no idea. So those will be coming in. They were swamped. That's why we didn't have an actual episode this week. If you were one of the 14 people, probably, I'm exaggerating on the lower end just a little. If you're one of the few who only watches at YouTube, you'll probably be like, why wasn't there an episode? If you listen to us, subscribe to us at Spotify or Apple Podcast or Pocket Cast or wherever, you'd hear that, yeah, we're too busy and I couldn't get another guest. Lorena, though, last week, if you haven't watched episode, was that 413? I don't know what episode Lorena was. Lorena was on episode 413. So I had a blast with her. I have a plan for 2025 of doing more interviews or including more of our industry friends. Lorena's a real friend, but industry friends, people who I know are solid home brewers and know what they're doing and can help answer questions. That way, if we don't just do an interview, we can actually also take questions and keep that going. So that'll be fun in 2025 to try to add more. Todd was getting concerned that we're running out of topics and stuff. What are you doing over there?
Working, man. Some people got to work for a living.
You're not working. You are such a liar.
Some people got to work for a living.
Such a liar.
Okay, I was playing video poker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm working.
But in this state, it's not real money.
No, I'm playing. I don't do anything.
So then
real
a
money
true
online.
waste of time. So then
I don't do anything real money online.
A true waste of time.
Because it's just too easy to
Hey, we'll show you. I don't know if it's move that way. Look what I stole from the office, guys. Well, originally took it from my wife's teacher lounge, and then they said they didn't want it. So I did. In my defense, if Todd's watching, whether live or after the fact, you can comment below and tell everyone. I did offer to pay you money for it. He gave it to my wife as a donation for like their teacher lounge, and then I said they don't actually want it at all. They thought it took too much space. Yeah, please. It's a really nice bun, like a VFR series, I think is what it's called.
VPR.
Is it VPR?
Yeah.
That too. What is VFR?
It's visual flight.
That is for flying. Yeah, that's where it's VFR is the.
I don't know
Jonathan
what the R
Marute
is.
will tell us.
I don't know what the R is for VIA, but it's in pilots because Dad, Grandpa was a pilot, right?
Yeah.
So VFR is visual flight, whatever the R is, and IFR is
range.
Instrumental. No.
Oh.
No. And IFR
Route.
is instrumental
Flight route.
Flight. It's not route.
Route.
Request. It's not route because it's whether you're gonna. It's when you have to file it with the tower before you go.
Sure.
So and they know if are you gonna fly by looking or are you gonna fly by instruments.
And move.
Some planes, old planes, small planes don't have IFR capability. Instruments aren't good enough.
Really?
But, yeah.
Okay.
Old small planes, not commercial.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Wait, IFR is
Instruments. I mean, you
you're
don't
doing
have,
nothing.
You don't need a window at all. You're flying everything based
Yeah.
looking at you. And
Which is what all commercial flights are.
Sure.
95% of their flight, probably.
Yep. I don't know what their windows are for. Just to see the sky.
And did Grandpa ever have IFR?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. And even in his Huey helicopters and the big ones.
Oh, helicopters have had autopilot?
It's not autopilot. It's just you're just flying by instruments. No, you're still flying everything.
Gotcha.
It's just that instead of looking out the window to see where you're going, all you have to do
all you're doing
is
is alternate instruments. Okay.
Yeah. Instrument. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, I don't know what the R. You know who would answer that for you?
Who's that?
Is
Jonathan Marute.
Thank you very much.
He would.
Is he commercial?
He is
he a
commercial. He is for Air Asia or something. He's always over there. Like right now.
But it's passenger. It's not freight or whatever.
No, I think it's freight.
Oh.
It might be passenger. I don't know. Jonathan, I don't listen when he talks. Peanut Butter Galactic in the chat. How much grain? So you missed it. I'll reread it again. We are doing the English mild. It is total Let's see. If you're doing the 5 gallon recipe kit at patreon.com/homebrew happy hour, it would be 6, 7, about 8, a little under 8. It's because ours for a 10 gallon batch was 15.63 or something. It'll say it in the Grainfather app that I have up. It was. Oh, I'd have to exit this to actually see it, wouldn't I? I would. I can do that though. I can go look at the recipe. All right. It's almost like you would think I've never used this before. Yeah, 15.6. I'm rounding up, but it's the English mild. It says it's going to probably finish between 3.5 and 4%. So it is when we say on the artwork, I think it's this one. Nope, not that one. There it is. When we say it's a delicious table beer, we mean it. But to be fair, I don't know what table beer actually means. When I said, I didn't ask the word table beer to Lorena on last week's episode. I did say session, and then she was kind of how I am, where you don't want to get caught up in semantics, but you do.
She said, "What is a beer session?" You know.
Yeah.
For some people, it's.
Yeah. What is a beer session?
Some people, a beer session is 2 beers. For some people, a beer session is a 24-pack. It just depends on.
But the word session, as I understand it, means the ABV, and
in the beer world,
in the brewing context.
Yeah, we're ready to do this, Marge.
No, we're not. We're now 10 minutes of mashing out. And again, what I like about the Grainfather, and I trust it, and I've tested it before because I thought I was buttering it up over. This is our 12th month of the year. Obviously, we're about to go into 2025. It is our 12th brew day of the year. As for Brew Day Live, we did commit to it.
I think I did January, did I?
You did not. I did. No, maybe you did. Maybe you did. It was a Kolsch and it wasn't supposed to be. Spoiler, 2025 is starting off with the Kolsch. You should go join at patreon.com/homebrew happy hour because we are going to start off 2025 with the Kolsch. I didn't ask you if this date works for you, but for my calendar,
yeah, good luck.
Friday the 24th.
I hope it's not in your goals this year to do one every month.
Is it not in yours?
With your boss, I meant.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, don't y'all do goal setting? What you're going to accomplish this year?
Oh yes, no, I did. Yes, we did our planning already for 2025.
I'm assuming last year's it was in your goals to do a live brew.
Oh, to brew more
every single month.
Yes, you say but why?
And if you missed 1 month, you're going to not get some bonus or something.
Oh no, not at all. No, it was just a personal goal.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, to do this, there's no bonus for brewing.
You have those things?
I can't say that. But we starting in January because Kolsch Cup will be.
You never said the date.
Yeah, I did, the 24th.
Oh, okay.
You didn't listen. Yeah. You don't listen when I talk.
I don't listen when
I said January 24th, Friday, the 24th.
I'll have to check and see.
Check your calendar.
It's not updated yet.
What am I working with here? No, then another goal for me for 2025 is to make more friends to share beer with because we are flooding in beer. I've got.
So we can't beer. We can't do it.
I've got the.
So all you got is one in there.
I've got the English brown that Todd did in there. Pardon me.
That's
the English mild. The English mild that Todd did.
What we're doing right now.
Yes, but Todd brewed this in March.
Because you just took an English brown from my
house. That was the mild.
You sure?
I'm positive. These 2 little ones are the brown that we brewed.
And why didn't we put that at my house? You know what? Sarah loved the Smash IPA.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know anybody else, but Sarah.
Nice. Is there a way to buy particular kits when they become recipe of them out there? Yeah. So what we actually, funny enough, I use that word wrong. Funny enough, we have a ton of people who join for a month and then immediately, like they join, so they pay, and then they cancel once they receive that kit. So
that's not funny.
The way I've set Patreon up is that it charges you a month away from the day that you join. So used to Patreon forced people, if you join today, it was going to charge you today for December, and then January 1st, boom, it's going to charge you again. People were like hitting me up a lot. Hey, I didn't realize it did that, even though it says it everywhere that's going to do that. But I felt bad, so I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do something about it. And sure enough, Patreon gave me the option of, you could charge people per time. The only way that complicates it on my end and why I only ship recipes at the very end of the month is because some people didn't join till the end of the month. So I don't want to ship you out something beforehand, and if you cancel, then I'm out. You know, specifically shipping. It's cost me $30 for most of y'all to ship these things, so it's not.
Right, but if I join on
I'll say if you join today.
Yeah, you're not gonna give me December's recipe.
Yes, I do every time. Yeah, because you paid for it.
No, I didn't. I'm not paying to the first.
No,
I thought you said.
no, dummy. You don't listen.
Yeah.
I said
I was checking my calendar.
I said if you join today, if you charge you today, and then January 1st, it will charge you again for January.
I thought you said you modified that.
No, I did, but I'm saying
individual case basis.
Yes, so you pay for December, but it won't charge you again until the day in January that you joined. So if you joined on December 27th, you don't get charged again until January 27th.
Right, not January.
Right, 1st. So I'm saying though, but you technically paid for December's kit.
Sure.
So I'm going to ship you December's kit, but I'm not going to ship you January's kit till that charge comes through as well.
Right, so you can't cancel it on me.
Correct, exactly. And
this credit card didn't cancel it.
We started this in October of 2019, and I maybe had that done 5 times to me, where people screwed me out of out of a recipe kit. So it's a pretty good run. I'm not too concerned about it, but I took the scenic route to answer your question. A lot of people do month to month, and it has no bearing on me. I just look when you sign up at a recipe receiving tier, you get access to the post, and you go comment how you want your grains. That I can export into a spreadsheet that when I go upstairs to do the recipe kits, which next year I'm actually supposed to be getting some help. We got a lady, our shipping lead, Tammy, is supposed to be helping next year. So probably get recipes done even quicker than it takes me. I have the spreadsheet. I see all that stuff, fulfill it, boom, everybody's happy. When's a good time to join if you want to be included? Anytime. If you can before the last Monday or the last week of every month, that would be ideal, because that would make sure that you're on the spreadsheet in adequate time, and I'm not having to, like right now, this month, because of the way it worked out, I'm going to do a day trip on Monday and ideally get all the recipes out that day. If someone hypothetically were to join Tuesday, which would be the 31st, I would then, on my next trip, ship them out December's kit, because I don't want them to be left out. But in my opinion, the sooner the better. The last couple months, unfortunately, took me like until the 10th of the month to officially announce it, like on Patreon. But if you watch the show regularly, I'm pretty good about saying what we're brewing that month. And then if you go and join that recipe receiving tier, and the higher end ones, if you don't want to brew every month, well, pardon me, if you're let me also say this: we don't have a ton of people watching now, but a lot of people watch after the fact. Don't join the every other month if you're trying to get a specific recipe and then cancel on me, because the whole point of the every other month is it's a discount because you're going to be a consistent member. If you're just trying to get that month's recipe, join the 5-gallon every month tier, and I'll ship you that recipe. When people join the every other month, I've been lenient on hey, I really want this month, and okay, sure, no problem, I'll do that. I trust you. And those are of the 5 or 6 I've been burned. That was like 90% of them was people who are like, yeah, man, I'm gonna join every other month, but can I get this month? We're cool. Yeah, man, we're cool. We were not cool. Spoiler, we were not cool. I hope they're happy. And really, if I was paying for, we paid for some specialty grains. We dropped a good chunk of change, but the vast majority of our ingredients are completely sponsored by Muntins, Hops Direct, and Imperial. Super grateful. If I was still paying for all that, I'd be a lot more pissed, but there's bigger fish to fry in the world. And if someone is getting their kits out of getting a discounted recipe kit at my expense, have at it. You're on my shit list, but have at it. Here. What are you drawing over there?
Today's your cousin's birthday.
You doing tic-tac-toe?
Brandon, B-R-A-N-D-O-N?
Oh, is it Brandon's birthday?
D-O-N? B-R-A-N-D-O-N, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only way to spell Brandon.
Come on, you can spell it any way you want.
That's true. You can do whatever you want. You're right.
You can spell it B-I-L-L.
That's right.
I wouldn't believe you, but you could.
How old is he? 42, 43?
I'm going to say 42. Old. Not as old as you. Well, yeah, older than you, but not as, yeah.
Yes, it was a long, drawn-out explanation. but I did it. Hey, David, what's up, dude? Uh, yeah, you know, Lorena, that was the best case scenario having Lorena do the show because she doesn't watch, so I'm not butting her up. This isn't getting to her unless I clip it and I text it to her and go, "See, look, I talked good about you." She is like my favorite home brewer. When I have questions,
She's pretty smart.
I go to Lorena first, and then I go to James. No offense, James, you're still top two, but Lorena's the first. But she's slow to answer. At her age, technology's hard. Okay, that was my dig. She doesn't watch. I can say whatever I want.
Whatever. Somebody can tell her.
Yeah, someone's gonna clip it. Just said you're old. She says she's old. It's not me. It's an observation. 50-pound CO2 tank? I don't remember that question. And David, you have to remind me. Did I add the $25 to your Cat Connection account? I think I reached out to everybody.
I think I have a couple of 50-pound CO2s at home.
Yes, man. Had a great Christmas. Christmas Eve had a ton of food. Christmas Day had a ton of food. And then I've been binge eating ever since. I took them inside because I was afraid I'd eat them all. You know those? They normally come in a metal circular tin, and they're just full of shortbread cookies.
I love those.
I've eaten.
Sam's always buy those. You
8
got one of
pounds.
those?
Well, we did. Yes,
Yeah.
past tense.
Yeah, I get those at Sam's.
But someone gave us one of those. But someone also gave us a paper version where they're shortbread, but they're bigger and they're not in those tins. So it's not
the tin that I get has. There's like 4 cookies in each individual little.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
cupcake.
Yeah, but HEB
thing.
does their own version too, but it's not a
right.
metal tin. We got a bunch of those too.
All right, let's see what we can do here.
Yep, we are. Oh, hold on! I've got a mash arm.
Yeah, you know what? If we were mashing, we should have been moving this around every once in a while.
You had one job to do.
I know. Entertain the crowd.
Building rockets.
Entertain.
I do need to hear about the 50-pound CO2 tank because I don't remember that. Now, okay, David, I think email or text the 325-305-6107, the account you have on catconnection.com, and I'll go check right now. Or if you don't mind putting your email in here, but I wouldn't ask you that.
Okay.
Just got one of your beer gas regulators. Oh, dude.
I'm gonna let you lift.
After I lift this, I'll tell you more about stuff for nitro.
Maybe I'm gonna go put this in the sink.
All right. It is not a very big grain bill. I like that. Look how strong I am. One-handed.
Wow.
Let me, first off, let me move that a little bit to right there. And then look at my high. We don't got it started now because it's still draining so much.
I just hit the set to get rid of it.
Right.
See, I didn't need to build a sparge arm. You ready?
No, hold on.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It'll spray all over you.
No, it's not. Go turn it on a little.
I'm gonna turn it very, very little, just to get it a little flow.
And maybe I want to do it like
Sideways.
or
Break it.
I don't know. No, that's too much.
Keep on cranking, and you gotta crank faster. Or,
Go back this way.
yeah. I'll turn it up once you get it.
How's that?
Not too bad, but it's not gonna really put it. Yeah, see what I mean? It's not gonna spread it.
Well, you could be the sparge arm. I don't want to.
Brought 2 of them.
That's good enough.
Trust me, it's not. You want this facing straight down.
Well, then make something better. I've been
straight down so that it.
For 12 months, I've been saying,
I think so.
make a sparge arm. He's like, I made a sparge arm. I have 2 of them. All right. Got a 50-pound tank. Think I have to do refills to my other tanks, but oh yeah, I'd have to take a photo of this setup that we have off of to fill cylinders. And apparently, I don't are we in a CO2 shortage again? Because
Are we really?
I know I'm asking a hypothetical. I'm saying it as a question. Are we? Not we are. I said are we? Because Dick's Sporting Good stopped doing paintball fills, and they didn't do anything bigger. They stopped doing that. Academy stopped doing paint. All these places in Texas stopped doing paintball fills. I don't even think our welding supply ones.
Now
Todd
your sparge arm is better. See how
at,
it's
head,
straight down?
at headquarters, we have a ton of people from the Brownwood, Early, Comanche area coming to Keck Connection to go fill their CO2 cylinders for their paintball because they can't find it anywhere else. And we've had people who have said like, "Oh, I'm going to get a big cylinder so I can fill off of it." And then they see the little adapters and the scale and this and that, and they're like, "Oh, never mind. I'll just come pay the $20 or whatever Todd charges them to fill it." But on nitro, Ryan, are you doing pure nitro, like, or are you doing beer gas? Because we have, I don't know if we've talked about nitro fusion here before. There's a tower set up on catconnection.com. It's mostly for commercial, but I'd like to try to find a way to work it into a residential where it's the tower is for cold brew coffee. I guess you could probably do it with beer, but the cold brew coffee, it's for pure nitrogen, and two taps off of one is just going to pour normal. That nitrogen is not enough to infuse; it's just pushing it through. Oh, look, my normal cold brew coffee. And on the other one has an injector from our buddies at Hubertus Beer that just super injects nitro, and it does that cool cascading effect. And oops, there we go. Okay, Brewing Blind says, I think there are some regional CO2 shortage. I would believe Texas is part of that, man, because right now, no one's filling 20 ounce. Thankfully, I've got the hookup. So I'm taking mine to headquarters, obviously, every time. But if you guys have a solution for refilling 5 pounds without having to flip the tank upside down, that would be great. That's a Todd question. Ryan's making a marshmallow chocolate melt stout. Gonna toast the marshmallows, then serve. Oh, see, I like that. That sounds great. Our breakfast stout batch came out and it came out good, but it's not. Here's what I think my I don't know if you were complaining, Pop, but you were like, it's not as coffee forward. I believe we found that my dad was way overdoing coffee the last few years. You were though. Yes, you were. Because whenever I measured it out over here for what we needed just for that, it was way. You're like, that's way less than we used before. Yep. And your cold brew too. I am confident he was way overdoing it.
Nope.
100%. I'd bet money.
I'm
Douglas,
a rule follower.
Douglas on a stovetop homebrewer is a grandfather type product worth the electrical service line installation cost? It is when you have family helping you. My father-in-law ran the line here in the garage for me from my breaker box over there. I don't remember what even in material. I paid him labor, minimum, like child labor, like Malaysian child, wages is what I paid him.
Bought him a gift card to McDonald's.
I got him a gift card to McDonald's. Well, I was given a gift card. I used a little bit of it, and then I gave him the rest. See, there you go. Look at that. That looks good.
Yeah, I told you. You just had to go straight down. So you decided to...
But what do you think material cost that was when he installed it? I don't even think it was $200.
No, because the materials was less than $30. Well,
No, it wasn't less than 30.
It was less than 50.
Maybe I paid him $200 for everything.
Yeah.
Like as in his labor too.
Yeah.
You think it was less than 50? Really?
I do. The PVC costs next to nothing.
Oh, Ryan said. So wait, Douglas.
Copper
To
wire.
answer your question, I think you could get. I don't think you'd be as happy with the 110 Grainfather or Brewzilla or Mash and Boil. They make them in 110. You could use that one anywhere. It's going to take you longer, so you have to prepare for that in your brew day. It's not going to be as quick to heat, as quick to get up to boil, and all that as a 220. So that would help save you cost on installation of electrical stuff. What I did for a while, my dad made an adapter that would work with my laundry thing, like an extension cable that went from the Grainfather to this adapter he made. That was an extension cable to the same plug as my laundry machine. And before I installed that, we just brewed like that. We left this little door that's over here as open as it had to be so that we could run that electricity to it. And that worked fine. We were brewing over here where the computer setup is now. But it was, to me, worth it to pay my father-in-law to install the electricity because it made it easier on me how my garage is set up. Ryan said, I think there are a lot of all-in-one brew systems that can use a simple 120 without getting... Absolutely. Yeah.
It just takes a little longer.
It'll just take longer, and that's fine. It takes stovetop brewing. You're no stranger to it taking a little bit. Now, a 110 is maybe the longest form of heating.
Yep.
But it doesn't have to be miserable.
Nope.
Oh, David. Hey, yeah, safe trip, dude. He's heading out to Asheville, North Carolina. So, okay, the gift card was in your account. I thought I added it. I just didn't remember if I reached out to you about it. Happy spending. Spend it now while everything's on sale. You've got like 3 days. Not even. Wait.
Going to see family or just going to vacation?
How many days are left in 2025? 4?
Not many.
Today?
Today's 27, 31, 4.
Yeah, 4 days. That's it.
Tuesday
2024.
will be the last day.
Yeah, man. Asheville is an incredible beer city. Have fun there.
Go to the Biltmore and see the Biltmore, which is like an awesome big...
When you were working in North Carolina with that buddy, was that near Asheville?
Very close. We were in Bryson City, which is 10 miles from
But
Cherokee.
you went to...
Cherokee is probably maybe 20 or 30 miles from Asheville.
But you went to Asheville while you were there?
No.
You never did?
No.
Huh.
On our trip to DC, when we did the road trip,
Through the Smoky Mountains?
we went straight through Asheville because
Yeah.
we picked up the Blue Ridge Parkway in Asheville,
I'll do that.
most scenic route in North America.
Jerry said, love my anvil that is... Oh, it's both.
Yeah, you can flip a switch. We have one, I think the one we have at home. What is that?
Bruce.
Big Brew, the Big Brew one that you want me to get rid of.
Spike.
The Spike
You
has
can
an
do
option.
both? What?
I'm pretty sure it has an option for...
But it's a whole different plug. So you're always plugged into the same 220.
No.
Oh.
It's if you flip the
He says
switch-
he's definitely visiting Biltmore.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I've heard it's, I've had a lot of people that have been and said it's awesome. We went through that town when they were, like in 1989.
I was like 4.
But, and then the Blue Ridge Parkway is just phenomenal. Right now it's probably not much because it's winter, but the fall is beautiful. The spring.
Later, David. Safe travels. Yeah, I didn't realize you could get one that would do both, an all-in-one.
Like I said, I want to say the Spike. The Spike might have a switch that you flip.
Interesting.
And I'm not certain though how, you're right, I'm not certain what they do with the plug.
Yeah.
I think because on the back of the plug, it's just a 3-prong, kind of like on the back of this one, it goes in.
Yeah.
It's the other end of that is different. And so I would think you would just have a different cord if you're flipping from 110 to
gotcha.
220.
Okay.
Probably.
That would make...
This one won't do 110?
I've never tried. Why would we? Can you use a dryer outlet? That's what I made ours for. My father made... So the adapter that comes off the Grainfather is not what's going directly into my 220.
Because it's a real 220. It's got the prongs is one horizontal and one vertical, and yet it's a 220 circuit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But that's normally I'm gonna guess like for a 30 amp 220.
Okay.
Whereas the big ones are for a 50 amp 220. The big ones what
Right.
you have on a dryer, on a oven.
Right. So he made. I'll try to get it up on that camera here without messing
Oh,
it
this
up.
camera here.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Let me just move this camera.
No. So he made. You can see this is. Can you see it on the screen, Deb? At
Yeah,
all?
no, not at all.
Here, yeah, move the camera. Or here. Now is it on there? No, turn it a little bit. So look, this adapter right here in my hand. That's what's coming out of the Grainfather.
And at the plugs, you have the ground plug, and then the neutral and the thing. One is horizontal and one is vertical.
Yeah. He made this adapter extension cable, we'll call it.
Yep.
To take that and then turn it into a standard dryer outlet.
And which on dryer outlets now, believe it or not, there are 3 different standards.
3?
They're all the big ones.
Okay.
And they're all 50 amp standards, but like I said, there's 3 different ones now. The old ones, I want to say might have had a horizontal and a vertical, but they're the big plug. The new ones are kind of rounded. I don't know.
I don't either.
There's 3 different kinds.
But he made it. He made that to plug into my dryer, and then when my father-in-law came and ran this, we made the exact same because we didn't want to have to make a new adapter cable.
Yeah.
So.
And if you remember, well, when I built that cable, didn't I build that for the Spike?
Ryan says, depends on the circuit, likely 30 amp for dryers. Ovens will likely use, or oftentimes use 50.
Yeah, okay. So I made that plug for the Spike. Is the Spike 220?
Is that what you made that one for?
I think I made a Spike.
No, because you think the Spike has the exact same plug as the Grandfather?
Well, no, the Spike had a dryer. The Spike had a dryer plug because in my outbuilding,
yeah,
the 220 that I had on that wall was what this would have plugged straight into.
Right, but I'm saying, but the other end of your extension is specific.
Oh, you're
for
right.
that.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So you may have made a different one, but you
I made it for this, especially because you were plugging in there.
And that's why it's so long.
I just remember in the Spike, the Spike is a 220, the one that we have, but it has the dryer plug, and so my wall unit in my game room had what this would have plugged straight into.
Yes.
It had it on the wall. I removed that and I put the big one on there.
Gotcha.
So to accommodate the plug for the Spike.
Yes. Yeah.
And then when you got this, and we brewed on this at our house one time.
Or a couple times.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I had to build that.
I think the first
I had to build that to brew with this at our house because I had already replaced the plug with that.
That makes more sense. Yeah, I think the first batch we ever did on this was a breakfast stout, wasn't it?
I know I did a breakfast stout over there.
Yeah.
And
this,
I did it one of them by myself.
No, I take it easy. I was there.
Yeah, I did it by myself.
I was there.
You were not there.
I was there.
I don't think you were there. You're out of town.
No, I was streaming. You were doing a double brew day.
No.
You were doing a double brew day. I was streaming. We have it on the channel.
It would not handle it. We had to
break it up.
Yeah. Well, we did that before we had this.
Correct.
No, we brewed in the cooler brew, and it was too much. But anyway, here, we had to do it. It was like came out.
Ryan said, I used to run a cable from my oven, 50 amps, to my control panel. Any extension cable integrate a GFCI breaker, like with a SPAL panel. Oh, that's smart. See, that's something my father-in-law would do. Be safe. That's why I like commissioning him for like my RO water system and all that. I know you could do it, but Harold is like to the book in regards to code. Where I'm not saying you wouldn't be, not throwing you under the bus. I'm just saying I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't.
I would just be like, what works? Is that going to work? Which, speaking of my RO, I have the filters coming in tomorrow. It's a 6-month time to flip out the bottom 3 and the 1 year to flip out the top 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
But those are expensive.
For a 3-year supply is $100.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad for 3 years of filters.
That's cheaper than the air filters that I bought for your mom for the air purifier that we put in
those are expensive.
Yeah. If you buy them from them, they're super expensive.
I feel like air purifier. Where's that? Let me get this.
I got some offline.
I feel like air purifiers are like printers nowadays, where oh my gosh, that's so cheap. But it's because they got you suckered into filters
for the rest
of the life of that appliance. Nick, happy brew day. Josh, do you know how much the e-paper tap panels cost each to make? Oh, nice. So on Amazon, those Wave Share are $28.95. So let's round up. They're $30 each. The tap handles, if you have a 3D printer, or like Trent in that Brew Show video, he suggested that you could actually, literally, a lot of public libraries have 3D printers that you can use, and you just pay for the material of the cost of the raw material.
Really?
I believe my buddy Jordan said the literal cost, if you don't count the 50 minutes it took to print each one as labor time, was like $2. So, yeah, dude, Trent on there. I will, when this is done and I can actually go edit the description and all that, I'll put a link to his video, because that's where I got it from. The plans are in that video description. I sent them to my buddy Jordan. He printed them. The screens, though, is where the cost is at. Amazon. Go use Trent's link. He has an affiliate link. We do too, but it's Trent's project. Go support him. Go click on the stuff on his video and buy him through there if you're going to do it. Amazon, I will say this, WaveShare allegedly, not allegedly, I'm pretty sure explicitly discontinued those screens because sometime in 2025 they're coming out with an updated version. So Amazon said there's like 15 left on that listing. If you want to make one, Maybe go buy it sooner than later. Or you're going to end up waiting. What, are we done?
No.
What's wrong with my spar jar?
No, I'm just trying to move it around the edges. I'll put it back in the middle, you know.
But yeah, if you're just doing
Pretty good rate, looks great.
a straight up cost, and not counting your time and the time that it takes to print, because you're not doing anything while it's printing necessarily. It's like each one's $30, 32 bucks. So yeah, I do like. I don't remember, Nick, if it was you in the comments of that Instagram where somebody basically implied, "Wow, Josh can do this."
Anybody can do it.
But jokes on y'all. I just paid for it.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this thing twisted so that.
And my buddy Jordan uses like a high-end bamboo, BAMBU, and he uses the higher end of theirs. But he says it's totally worth it because if you're gonna do something at any reasonable kind of commercial level, you want one that's reliable. I'll rewatch that. Also, how do you find the image? I made them. I make the images in Photoshop or Illustrator. I use the Adobe Suite, but you can make it in Paint. Or you just take a photo.
Yep.
Yeah, you did that, didn't
Yep.
you?
Yeah, I had some photos because we had to do them a couple times because he didn't like the way, or he didn't have the ABV on the first ones.
I did. Yeah.
So when he was gone, I took. He'd sent me some pictures. They were at the beach with the family. So had a picture of my granddaughters. It was already in my photos.
Yeah.
You go through the app, hold it up to it. Boom! I had a picture of them walking on the beach.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool.
And it's e-ink, so it's just black and white.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like, I don't know how old y'all are. It reminds me of the Game Boy camera.
LCD.
No, when I had a Game Boy Pocket, they had an accessory for it called the camera.
Oh.
And it was just a very low resolution. Like, it almost made you look like you were pixelated when you took your photos. That's what this reminds me of. Kind of retro. But I will say,
It's like an LCD screen. I don't know if it is LCD. But
of what? The screens you have?
No, the screens on the ePrint. I don't know what kind of what.
You're talking about are you talking about on your handle?
Yeah, the ones that you.
No,
just
those are e-ink. That's what
what it's
e-paper.
called.
It's called e-paper.
That's a new. Okay.
That is the format. Yeah, e-paper. It's not LCD or any of that. It's called e-paper. I did though. So most of these were from a colored image, like the Kolsch one here. It took it black and white and pixelated it or whatever and made it look like that. I totally remade the Mosaic Smash IPA one in just black and white. And I think that's the way to go. If you're going to be using the e-paper, just doing everything in whatever program in black and white. And then boom.
I think we're there.
You want to tilt
I
it?
need tilted, yeah. I don't know if you want to hold that or,
Yeah.
you ready?
Sure.
Oh,
You know what?
off. Thank you. No, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You got it there, because otherwise, next time you'll forget, and it won't be 1,000, it'll take forever. You guys done?
Yeah.
Is it all okay? Because it's still got a drain after that dumps.
It does. Yeah, exactly. Print it out like on basically receipt paper on the Game Boy camera. Yeah, I love that. And I always thought, so I remember Target or what was the game store? EB Games? Electronic Boutique. At Barton Creek Mall, they had an electronic boutique that had they also had a Game Fellas. I don't remember which one. One of them had a Game Boy that had that they let you print out your portrait. That's how they were trying to sell Game Boy camera accessories. We'll just let that drain through before we.
Yes, it was like kind of clogged on that side or something.
What was I saying? I don't hear it dripping. Oh yeah, I see it. It's going. Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Oh, you know what?
I didn't time the sparge. I should have. I know what I didn't do, like a dummy.
Oh, like a dummy.
I started it and I stopped.
Ugh. Joel, happy brew day, my friend. Thanks for joining.
Is too late?
Yeah, we're there.
Well, I took to start the boil just because to get
Where'd you put that can?
Really, really. Slow it go a little bit. No,
No, listen.
listen.
Hey, listen. All right.
Listen, Linda. You're not listening, Linda. Now you hear it.
Barely.
How long you can hold it?
10 seconds.
You set it back down, let it drain.
No, because it was obviously it was touching it. It had to have been if we weren't hearing it. I want all the volume. All right,
You can get a lot of beer in there now.
there's a lot.
It's always does that because it sits there and.
All right.
208. I'm gonna put this on for just a minute and see if it helps.
We will be at boil pretty soon. And then for the full 60, we're doing for our 10-gallon batch, and then 1 full ounce of East Kent Goldings.
And the 10-minute. Oh,
Is it?
yeah, 1 ounce of, well,
Oh, we're gonna have to measure it out because I just brought a.
2 ounce packet.
No, I just brought. I was assuming this was 2 ounces at least.
But you don't know.
No, I didn't have time. I was in a rush last time I was up at
And
headquarters.
how do you know it's Kent?
You guys ever made a party gal? We
How do you know
haven't.
it's Kent Golden.
Because I grabbed. I mean,
Yeah.
never done party gal. This is not the same thing at all. But with the leftover grain, he makes doggy treats. But we've never used the spent grain to make now another batch. And I wonder how a party gal on a table beer like this would turn out, because this is already projected to be 3.5–4%. I bet the party gal would be a table beer. It would be the ultimate.
What's a party? What are you
Party gal is when you take the spent grains and you make another batch.
Oh, huh.
So most of the starch is already out. It's gonna be lower ABV.
Yeah.
Much lower.
So is that how you? I wonder if that's how they make 0 ABV. How do they do your
No,
beer?
that's got to be through distillation, no?
I have no idea.
Boiling the alcohol out. I'm not actually sure. I don't do 0 ABV. I had my buddy Ryan Hansen from Hazard's Hop Water on. I am going to make a batch of hop water, part of Dry January. I actually haven't committed to Dry January yet.
It was 208 and now it's 207.
Yeah, it's a reverse boil.
I don't
That's
get
in this part of the country we do reverse boils. So I never made 0 or attempted to make 0 ABV beer.
Why?
I don't know why even make it. Why at that point just not steep some hops in some water? And I said hop tea. Did I say hop tea? I said hop water for Ryan. Ryan taught me how to make basically the homebrew version of Hazard's Hop Water, so I got some cheap citric acid. Did you realize that, I'm talking to you too, did you realize Lemmy Shine, that's all it is citric acid?
That's all?
What
No, it's more than just that. Look at the ingredients.
Well, or maybe there's just their brand of it. When I typed in
Look at the ingredients.
citric acid, that's all this is.
Wow, your mom uses it all the time.
Well, so do we, or we did before the softener.
Yeah.
Did you tear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
No, I cut it.
Shut up. I'm gonna get my pH to where I need it,
1.06.
and then make some
Big old pellets,
hop
boy.
water.
Hey, I don't think I've seen pellets this big.
They're fresh. They're heavy. Is
It's
that our 1 ounce?
It's more than 2. Yeah, that's 1.
Perfect.
It's more than 2.
Well, good. I'm glad I grabbed enough.
That's ready. Yeah, when we started that was 208. I put the lid on, went down to 207.
Well, why did you mess with it?
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
If y'all are just joining us, as it looks like we have a good group in here, we apologies. I left my iPad at headquarters again, so we don't have the Grainfather cam right there. Those athletic non-alcoholic beers are expensive. They are expensive. Yeah. I'll get back to the recipe. Let me digress. I'm good at digressing. I was talking at Christmas. I think it was actually Matt. I think it was my brother. It might have been my uncle too. I was drinking. But I was talking to him and about kombucha and other alternative brews. Like you're talking about the athletic non-alcoholic beers. It is ridiculous what people pay for, and I'm sure actually making a non-alcoholic beer is more labored than kombucha. I'd almost guarantee it is. But what I live in a college town, and if y'all watched that interview I did with my buddy Kevin from Mochas and Javas, that's the coffee shop I'm either walking to every weekend or I'm stopping at every weekday. And what he sells, even just drip coffee for, blows my mind that college kids are paying that. The retail price of coffee is absurd. And what they're paying for kombucha in a can, it's like a 12-ounce can and it's like $6. You could make, how many 12-ounce pours is a keg? Just 50, give or take?
Yep.
And if you did $6 at
No,
each...
12-ounce pours?
Yes.
Is a keg?
As 50, a
5-gallon keg. 5-gallon keg, yep.
We'll do 50
Roughly,
12-ounce pours.
yeah.
We're rounding
120 ounces in a
It's
gallon.
technically 52, though, at 128.
Yeah.
But so it's round down to 50. At $6 a pop, that's a $300 keg. And kombucha at 5 gallons, even if you had to go get a SCOBY for, they go for like $15 now.
One time. That's one time deal, right?
For most people, it should be. If you don't take care of it or whatever and manage the SCOBY or some kind of starter, if there's any purist in here for kombucha, don't shoot me when I talk about SCOBY hotels, because now the general wisdom is the juice, the tea is the starter, not the actual, alien wafer. But either way, $15 initial setup for that, assuming you don't have like a glass carboy or whatever those cost. A 5-gallon batch is the cost of like 28 tea bags and a couple cups of sugar. And kids are paying, or did you turn it back on?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here.
Yeah, and kids are paying ridiculous amounts of money. That's what it was. Matt was part of the conversation because Matt was like, let's sell kombucha. And I was like, well, unfortunately, kombucha is not one of those things you can just make and sell in the state of Texas. You have to have, is it FDA that regulates kitchens? Who regulates our kitchens? USDA? No, it'd be FDA.
No, I think it's a local. I think it's a city thing, health department.
Well, you have to have an approved cooking.
I think it's health department thing in the city in which you live.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's just like you can't legally sell your brisket for income. I think you could do like fundraisers. Right. I think there's a gray area you can, but you can't go to like the Saturday market, set up a booth and sell your brisket.
Being approved by somebody.
Exactly.
In Austin, it would be the health department, but if you're not in the city, there's probably some other.
But I think there's a state or federal regulatory body as well.
I agree.
But either way, kombucha falls in that because I've looked it up because I thought I'm going to make money off these hippies. I'm going to do it. And then,
but all you have to do is have whatever you're cooking is have that
be approved. Yeah,
right?
Of course. Yeah. Well, which is why I've been trying to get in Kevin's ear for Mochas and Javas because he has an approved kitchen.
So all I have to do is go make it down there.
So and by make it, that means I don't have to have it ferment there. I just have to cook it there.
Yeah, probably.
That is it. Yeah. It's the laws are. I'm not going to go on my end of year anarchist rant. Nobody wants to hear that. But pretty stupid. Peanut Butter Galactic says it's county based. That makes sense. It would be county. Yeah. I just can't fathom why I can't make some booch and sell it. I can't. And I don't think you can get a home. Like I couldn't get them to come to approve this kitchen because it's not commercial. It's residential.
Well, I see. Yeah, but now you have other stuff regulating you to keep it from doing it.
That's true.
I think some small businesses start out that way.
He looked into it as well because it's a good idea. Because people pay way too. People are willing to spend so much for kombucha because they're dum-dums.
Kind of like you can't sell your beer.
Well, that's different though because that's alcohol. That's truly alcohol.
In Texas, that's the ABC. The
TABC.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson 5 is ABC.
Yeah.
Texas is TABC.
ABC is dumb, but I offer you.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. I would ideally Peanut Butter Galactic. I don't just like saying his username. Ideally, we'd serve it draft, and that would make it artisanal. It would make it cheaper on everybody and less time consuming. but it would make it artisanal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yes, yes.
like it's craft booch on draft.
I don't use this anymore. That's why this ain't working.
What are you doing?
Let me get my.
And it's still at 207. What are you doing?
No, it went up to 208 and then went back down to 207.
Oh, there it goes. 208. Okay.
We'll go back to 207.
Bottling would be logistically better for distribution,
But
but
at a coffee shop,
yeah.
you're
But
talking about.
what I want to do, Kevin doesn't watch this. I begged him to watch. He's not one of the tens of people we entertain every week, but thousands watch and listen. Tens are entertained. I'm trying to get in his ear. Just contract me out. You just sell that keg for $300. I'll brew the 5-gallon batch for $100.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to brew once a week, however enough.
Exactly.
You go through it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Luch on tap. And also when you go on
Yeah.
tap, now, because you don't do any flavored. Now
No,
you
no.
can have his flavors right
That's
there.
exactly-
You can add
see?
anything
See?
as you just
Yeah.
mentioned.
That's how you
Squirt
should do it.
Squirt it in
Well,
the,
you
in the
have your
glass.
pump things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you have your Amaretti pumps or whatever. You
Yeah,
pump the
whatever
oh
flavor.
you want blueberry bliss,
Boom.
and then
Pour your kombucha on top.
boom.
Yeah, that's,
That's the big money.
yep.
Uh,
And it is artisanal.
Rigor
or whatever
Brew,
it's
sell
called.
the glass, comes with free refills same day. That's not a bad idea, but I want more money. I want. I'll give you 50% off when you bring the
Yeah,
glass back.
but if
50% off.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of a
That
$6
actually isn't a
port,
bad. You know what? If you're
instead
doing,
of a $7 port to $3.50 for.
yeah, that's actually not a bad.
But you
idea.
say glass.
Well, yeah, no,
unfortunately-
he's talking about just the vessel you're serving.
yeah,
in.
yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
You have to make some
Like-
money on that too.
Yeah, well, you buy 12
It's
ounce
got to have your
plastic.
label on it. It's got to have your
Yeah, which are cheap, but
your stuff on it.
12-ounce plastic things, and I mean, you could do label. If you were working a fair, you would print off labels for that specific event
Yeah.
of that day. The labels are the cheapest. The cup and the label is the cheapest part of the whole operation, but marginally cheaper because making kombucha is so dirt cheap. It's ridiculous how cheap it is, and really, you do a double brew day because you're only making. It's not like beer. It's not labor intensive. You heat up. You get the.
Make your tea.
You make sweet tea, and
He
then
already
you get
has that, doesn't he?
You get it down to temperature. He probably does already have sweet tea. You get it down to temperature for pitching, which is 76,
Yeah, that's
maybe.
okay.
I think it's like 8, or it might be 86.
That's
honestly,
pretty
we have an article at homebrewhappyhour.com. Let's see.
It's a lot of mason jars. Yep.
That is a lot of mason jars.
We can buy the mason jars. That's
Gosh,
easy.
I have to get back on Wi-Fi because I forgot how stupid AT&T sucks, dude.
Yeah. I ditto that. Yeah. I concur.
As soon as you retired, they just went bad, Dad.
Pretty much, man. lost the good help.
All right, let's see here. No, that's Lorena's recipe. Where's my
Kombucha.
Okay. We have a how to make brew kombucha at home recipe. How to. Oh, so you do get 86 degrees is on the high end. That's not hard to cool down to 86 before you throw your SCOBY in. So I'm saying you could do like even if like I have two 6.
Make cold brew tea.
I have two 6-gallon wide mouth bubblers, the Carboys glass, because that is the one thing you don't want to use plastic with kombucha. The pH is so high it'll leach. You do not want to use plastic. So
Glass.
glass. If you're doing this as a commercial operation, you're gonna have to get big old stainless steel conicals. You know what I'm like? So that would be.
Yeah, but not for a coffee shop on the corner.
No, that's what I'm saying though.
You thought if you're going to produce it, and
Right, which is right now, like me, literally,
Yeah.
I could technically ferment. Well, we could ferment in kegs, but of the glass carboys before transferring.
I've got 3 at home.
Not
Glass carboys.
6-gallon, and they're also not wide mouth.
They're not wide mouth, but I have.
But you
I have
do,
2
yeah.
6s and a 5, I think.
Okay, so let's say, but they're not all glass either. One of yours is plastic.
I have 3 glass though.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, we hit boil. Let's throw in our hops.
Well, let me scoop some stuff off first. Here,
Why?
set that over there.
Because
That's not
I'm
every time. silence it and not start the thing yet.
I did a pop up this past summer for lemonade and made a killing. $8 for it. Yeah, I've thought about lemonade too. And we went to a band function earlier this year. My mom and me and the kids. And were you in the line with us too, or what were you doing?
No, I did come up later finally. But...
The amount of money these people so CM Becker, our event faucet. I think I have one in here. This thing here. We sell a ton of regulators and a kit with this event faucet to a company called, like, a couple companies, Lemonade Smashers, Lemon Squeezers, there's a bunch of them. And their money is selling starter kits for people who want to go make a booth. And so they will, do a hydraulic smasher of the lemons, put the sugar and all that. Then they'd have a keg of mostly carbonated water. Some of them are just using it to push through. What's that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. So they're making the lemonade stuff there, put it in the cup, and on top of that, stirred and all that. I want to say, thankfully, Mom paid for it, so money was, I spared no expense. But I think she paid $7 or $8 per cup of lemonade.
Yes.
And they weren't, he said his were $8 for a 32-ounce cup. I don't think ours were 32s. They weren't that big.
They were big.
Maybe 24. Maybe 24.
But then after the ice in it, it literally has 12 ounces of lemonade.
Exactly.
When you fill up a glass with ice, fill it up and then pour around it, you're getting less than half of the capacity of that.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's pretty smart.
But yeah, is lemonade one of the ones you had to be permitted for, or is that one it falls under the home kitchen?
I have no idea.
Because like cookies or whatever, like we could, I believe if we just got a food handler's permit here in San Marcos or Hays County, we could make cookies all day in our own kitchen.
Cookies are okay?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole list of what's considered home goods.
Does it matter the quantity at all?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, this is probably 3 ounces.
Right on. Well,
I don't know if you need it.
And I don't. But I'll save them. I have a whole drawer in there full of hops. You want me to put? No, we'll leave the lid off.
Yeah, definitely. I want to keep scraping too.
Why?
I see stuff floating. I see grain floating.
Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. Where did I put my phone?
Been helping with something.
I had to get my laptop at some point. My other laptop. Let me check. It was a private event. Oh, wonderful. Those are my favorite. Most states, cottage laws. That's what it's called. Yeah, can make a lot of money as long as you label the product as produced in a non-inspected kitchen. I don't mind putting that on everything I make. I think...
But does Texas allow that?
Yeah, Texas, whatever, man. Down with the man. I figured lemonade was pretty low risk. I agree. Lemonade would be a safe bet. Kombucha, it's a gray area for kombucha.
In any of the fairs you have also, iced tea is a fantastic seller.
Oh, yeah. Well, so get this. There's a company that we did, so the GovReg is something that CM Becker is trying to invest more in, the inline secondary. And one of their biggest customers before CM Becker started investing more was a company called Kombucha on Tap, which is now called Kegjoy. And so I looked them up months ago. They have a business somewhere in the country that's nitro tea, and they sell a crap ton of it.
Nitro tea.
Nitro tea on nitro. What the things white people will do.
Why?
It's brilliant because that sets you apart. It's dirt cheap to do, and it adds this flavor. It adds a creamy mouthfeel. It's gonna have a little bit of cascade. Dude,
I don't want.
No, it's
tea.
not.
I don't want my tea to have a mouthfeel. I want my tea.
Yes,
to
you do. Oh,
crisp
see,
and clear. I don't want any.
Only because you don't know any better.
I don't want any
Only because you don't know any better.
Fluffy. To me, when I say
not
nitro
fluffy.
like coffee, it is though.
It's not fluffy. It's creamy.
Okay, same thing.
People like a hint of cream with their tea.
No.
The British, that's like
The
their whole
British.
history.
Oh, the British,
That's their whole
yeah.
history.
Yeah, we're in America, man.
We're in
Come on.
America.
We drink sweet tea.
Yeah, I believe college laws applies to food like baked goods. Yeah.
We drink sweet tea like in Texas. You know, you drink.
Yeah, but
sweet
we're over here talking
tea.
about
It's
kombucha.
not-
We're talking about
it's not hot. It's cold.
That's
It's
not,
ice cold tea. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not tea.
it would be
and-
not. It would be cold
What do they have,
brew.
Trumpets. What do they have
It would
with
be
their
cold.
tea?
It would be
Hey,
biscuits.
let's move this outside.
Hold on. Let me. College laws apply to goods that do not require refrigeration or freezing to maintain the product.
Oh.
In Colorado, at least. So he could sell his chicken's eggs at far. Ooh, I should look into that. Selling my chicken's eggs. Actually, I need
I'm about to
those
kill
eggs.
my chickens.
No, you're not.
They hadn't produced since I don't know when. September.
Are you gonna take any of that with you?
I don't think so. I might take just a little bit just to throw with the chickens today.
You're
I
good
still
on
have-
dog treats.
I still have frozen for dog treats.
Well, you know, I don't know if I told you. So Christy, my wife, brought home 13 total chickens. We lost one to the raccoon. We got rid of 5 as roosters.
Already?
W-
On this
No,
map?
it gets better. Of the 13 total, 9 of them ended up being roosters. We have 3 hens out of that
Right
batch.
now?
Yes. Right now down there we have our 3 original hens
Uh-huh.
and 3 from the batch.
And that's it.
Yep, I got rid of the other rooster. Yep. 3 of them, pardon me, ended up being roosters again.
You're certain these 3 are?
Oh yeah, they're laying and no crowing anymore.
They're all laying?
4 of the 6 are laying pretty consistently.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
My one hen stopped laying in October when she was molting and hadn't started since.
don't look into your city and county laws. Do what you're doing, man. Hold on, I need a disclaimer hot button that says this is not legal advice.
The whole bird flu thing affected? Not here.
I don't think so. Is bird flu happening right now?
In California, I think I saw some stuff
Oh, no kidding.
of some bird flu, but I
Oh,
don't know.
first off, how dare y'all?
In
It's
Texas.
avian flu,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
what do they wait? What was the original bird flu? Well, not AV1 or what did they call it?
I don't
Remember
know.
there was an acronym or abbreviation for it.
Yeah.
Remember? Because it was like the AF1.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
I
remember being a teenager being terrified
I
of
would
it.
call it just the bird flu. I wouldn't worry about it because I'm not a bird, so.
H5N1.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I remember being the first time I remember hearing it. I think I was maybe high school age and just being terrified of. It's like West Nile. Again, not going down any certain paths. Did you know or quicksand if you want to be more funny about it? Where when you're a kid you think quicksand's this big deal or whatever.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, but no, but West Nile when it came out that I remember as a kid being absolutely terrified of mosquitoes. Did you know it's like 80-something% of people with West Nile are asymptomatic?
So they have it and it doesn't bother them at all.
Thank God! I was terrified of West
I
Nile.
think
Not
you
saying
West
that you,
Nile.
not
I think
saying,
you have it.
not saying you can't. Obviously, people. It was bad, especially pregnant women, right? Like mosquitoes still. Like you don't go to
People with
Brazil
high
pregnant because of like Zika or whatever. Not downplaying the severity of anything. As much as I had no idea, like West Nile, asymptomatic. The vast majority of infections for West Nile virus are asymptomatic. Over 80% of infections are asymptomatic. That's wild. I legit thought I'm gonna get bit by a mosquito. I'm gonna die. When the reality is, I'm gonna be riding a motorcycle, get hit by a car, and that's how I'm gonna die. Yeah, one of the guys is talking about it's not affecting him because he doesn't live in a migratory pattern.
Oh, yeah.
You need to look up in Big Bend if there's in January any migratory patterns that would prevent us from hiking. You know how they close off the
That's 'cause
Chisos
the
trails,
eagles and stuff, right?
various birds and bears.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to take Harold on Lost Mine if he's going to do any trail.
You think he would do it?
He said he would. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he said he would hike.
Yeah.
I don't think the window is worth it if you can only do one hike. I think Lost Mine.
I think the window is more difficult than Lost Mine.
Coming back, it is for
Yeah,
sure.
Going down, yeah, of course, going down is easy.
But the payload is not as enjoyable at the window
Yeah.
as Lost Mine. Because the window, the paint, it's most enjoyable from the parking lot way above, the view and all that. When you
Sure.
get down there, here's.
Just walk by. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, there's JJ. I thought he was on vacation. My mailman.
I haven't done the window in a long time. Window's scary when you get down there.
If it's been raining.
Even if not, that stuff's slick. The rock from everybody's oil from their hands is.
Yeah.
If you have tennis shoes on, it's super.
Yeah, but
slippery.
you've never gone. So, especially if it's dry, there's a whole other thing you can go down in. It's not fun to try to get back up. I've never done it, but we've seen people.
But you get not straight out there. Is it around the corner or something?
No, it goes down into this little hole thing, and then it's the waterfall. So when it's dry,
I've never seen any water down there.
that's what I'm saying though. So it takes a lot of rain for the window to be.
Oh, well, I've been all the way down in it, all the way down.
Right,
as
but
far
I'm
as you
saying-
can go without being afraid of.
Correct.
Going off the
I'm
edge.
saying you can go a little bit like here. You think that's the end? It's like an infinity pool, and there's another ledge right below it that people climb down into.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No, you want to bet money?
No.
Or are you saying you don't think so that you won't do it?
No, I don't think. I think I've been in the bottom ledge of
No,
the
you,
ledge.
no, you haven't.
I've been as far down as you can go
No, you
without
haven't.
falling.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. What's
No, you haven't.
peanut butter saying? Fellow ad person
Slinging, but well, oh, you just nailed it. We went from there because I'm ADHD.
to West Nine.
Yeah, you answered the question.
You got it, peanut butter.
Yeah, this might been my whole life. Maybe mom should
No,
listen.
I think it comes from my family. When my sister and I are together, well, I've got two sisters and two brothers, but when my sister and I are together, and we're talking, and my wife can't keep up because, you're talking about something on this side of the planet, and then something and it's just in one conversation about 4 different topics going on.
The way my brain
It's very
works,
confusing.
blame,
Or doesn't.
work. That's not nice. Back to Sling and Booch. Here's the business plan. I probably own a domain for kombucha. I buy, well, not anymore. When GoDaddy for the longest time had domains for like $2, I was just like, oh, that's a great idea. Buy another
Start
domain.
buying.
Oh, I own way too many domains. But I guarantee you, I own one for sparkling water. I bought like 5 years ago. Sparkling
I
well.
think we can do that.
But the same booth.
And you make
Because-
it super. I'm talking about sell commercial.
Oh,
And you make it,
I
but
don't
it's gonna be artisan,
Yeah.
and you make, or however you say it,
Artesian.
neither one. Yeah, artesian, artisan. I think it's the
Artesian,
same.
artesian
No,
homebrewed water.
No, artesian is a well. Artisan is if it's.
Is that
craft.
really the difference?
Or spelled different. Artisan, ARTISAN. Artisan is a craft thing, because it's
I honestly thought it was a
specialized.
pronunciation.
Artesian is a well.
Is it really?
ARTSEAN.
Here's how stupid I am. I had no idea. I thought it was just people being fancy, how they like Target and Target.
No, artesian is a type of well. Artisan
What?
is because you did it craft because you're an
Yeah,
artist.
but-
and you made special.
But calling it
blah, blah, blah.
artesian sparkling water would be a double entendre.
It could be artisan-tesian.
Artisan, artesian.
Now I gotta look it up, man, because I'm not sure, but I'm 99% sure. How do you get out of this crap? Yeah, man. Yeah, artisan. What does artisan mean?
Dude, I don't even want to guess. I don't know.
It's because you were an artist and you made it, and it's one of a kind made. Yeah, an artisan is a person skilled in a utilitarian art, trade, or craft specialty. Yeah, creating an artisan or the product of an artisan. So yeah, and that's artisanal, ARTISNAL. Artisanal would be yeah. You're an artist and you made it.
Artisanal craft.
Pertaining to or noting a
Brew.
person skilled in a utilitarian art.
But
and the
artesian is a
high
well.
quality. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Artisanal, yeah. But if I look up artesian, that is a well.
I thought I was being fancy. I've called it artesian on homebrew happy hour stuff so long, and no
How do you
one's
spell
called me out.
artesian?
Like,
How do you spell artesian?
I've gotten hateful emails about how stupid I am, and the artesian has never come up in any of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hateful.
Artesian well. That's no.
This year, haven't had any real hateful ones, but one year, and not even going back to Dragonfly Lady, a guy named Jim, and he didn't leave his last name because you're a coward. he wrote the most hateful email, calling like because I made that joke about COVID during COVID. Oh, I joked about it was like April or it was before lockdown and all that of 2019 or 2020. It was like March. It was like March of 2020, and I just made some comment like about how everything's about COVID right now. We're gonna do a discount 19% off with discount code COVID or something. And it's just a joke. Oh my God, he wrote a novel, and he thought he was writing it to my boss. Like he thought that's who he was reaching, like to get me fired or something. It's like, you think I can't? If I can't get fired on my own, you think you're gonna get me fired?
Some people are very sensitive about joking about
Anything. No,
anything serious.
Sure, sure. But you could also approach it as an adult and be like, "Hey, man, that was kind of off color what you did, and I lost." He didn't even lose. He didn't even know anyone who had died.
A million people died, and you're making fun of them.
That's what. Well,
no,
and they hadn't yet, but he was projecting as though this is a life, like this is going to be a life altering thing where you'll be lucky to survive. But I hope, like he was basically implying he hoped I died of COVID because I joked about COVID, and it's like, wait a second, you can wish death on me, but I can't joke about this.
And you're not even wishing death on anybody.
I didn't wish death on anybody. Well, not out loud. Not out loud. Let's be come on.
Look at all the people that profited from COVID.
Oh yeah.
All the grants.
Well, people.
Every business, every company that had a business.
PPP loans.
All kind of money on.
That's when we should have opened up a company.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we could have had Artesian Kombucha LLC.
Looking at the
$80,000. Hold on. Was he was worse than Dragonfly. Dragonfly lady is my wife basically. Of like, you think you're so funny, you're insufferable. Yeah, I hear that every night, Dragonfly lady. You can't hurt me. No, this guy Jim was just a real dork about like, yeah, I hope you lose someone close to you so you'll feel the pain. And I'm like, that's a really specific threat.
Like I can speak one or two.
I wrote him a cordial thing, but I took because again I thought maybe my boss would want me to be cordial, and Todd was like, "You should have told him to meet you somewhere and fight." That's what you should. That's what you should have told the guy.
That's
like
the answer.
He was up in Jersey. Cause I only know that because I saw I ran his email address, just a basic search or whatever, found who I believe it was. And then was like, oh, this dork from Jersey, which Jersey's great. A lot of good grapplers from Jersey. Have nothing against it. I love The Sopranos. Jersey's great. But not this Jim guy, you dork. That was like almost 5 years ago.
I don't remember it.
It was March of 2020.
Yeah,
it's almost 2025.
No, we need to start a business and then get a grant writer to write federal government grants.
That's the money.
If you see the money that we spent, I saw something, I forget what they called it. I think it's just a fly.
I think it's a bee.
Yeah, maybe. The money the federal government spent on the things they spent them on, like on the effect of cocaine on rats or something.
We could have done that test.
Multi-millions. Yeah, well, some of them are even stupider.
From Jupiter.
Yeah, they're just spending millions of dollars on things that make no sense.
So the real money is, yes, government grants.
That is the real money. Government grants, because the well never runs dry. And
so how do we get government grants for our kombucha endeavor?
You said we got to form a company. I want to figure out a company to where we can make some money without having to work a lot.
I have an LLC that I've never let go. You know that. Stubing Productions LLC.
Oh, really?
It's still a filing fee is like $50 a year maybe.
And we have stubing services, but I don't think it was ever LLC'd or anything.
Was that just a DD?
Probably
a sole proprietor as under his own name.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Grandpa was not doing things kosher.
No.
I filed Stubing Productions LLC forever ago.
Well, we need to figure out something to make a business so that the whole family can work in the business and not have.
Oh no, I don't want to work with y'all. No, I want to make money. I don't want to work with y'all.
I need to figure something out.
Do the kombucha thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: so I like my idea of just contract brewing, because if you were to sell kombucha draft and you didn't have a storefront and people working for you, now you're working a booth, and the real money is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So your weekends are gone.
Only when your fairs are going on.
And
even then, if people go to the fairs, are they can drink a lot of kombucha?
In
Austin,
Austin,
you can sell 5 gallons. In Austin,
I bet in
maybe-
Austin, 5 gallons you could go through in a day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's again my best case scenario.
But if you have those squirters anyway, then
Booch for our boys overseas. Yeah, there we go.
There you
Hey, patriotic booch.
$19 a month. These men are serving your country.
Yeah,
They're doing that. Don't let them go without kombucha. For only $19 a month, you can get kombucha to our troops over.
Do you know how much cheaper?
Hey, we don't got to cut you in on this, do we, Peanut
Yeah,
Butter?
booch for our boys.
Booch for our boys. Yeah. BFOB. Booch for our boys.
It is a much more affordable. That's how we get the government money. That's what he's saying. Because it's like you want to give your troops a good gut health.
Absolutely.
Probiotics and capsule
It's
are
probably
expensive.
Yeah, there you go.
But booch. Oh.
That's good, peanut butter. That's good.
We're cooking with gas now. That's a good idea.
I think it'll work.
Because we write this grant out like
Yeah.
we want to serve.
We can probably get a couple $1 million.
You think that would cover it?
Year,
I don't know if that would cover it. We got
first year. Well, we're not going to send that much to them. Most of it's going to be pocketed. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Squandered
Yeah.
on something else.
Absolutely.
On business trips to foreign countries.
One of Todd's best friends is a lobbyist for the trucking industry. Let's see if I can get him to lobby for kombucha.
Sure. Well, we got to truck it over there. We got to truck it.
We do get a truck. That's brilliant.
Just
Yeah.
put it over.
Mark, he doesn't watch this, but if and when you ever, if I remember to ask you, help us get government money.
I didn't turn a fan on to dissipate that steam, but
That's fine.
it's not too bad today. Not a lot of grain in there either.
Maybe
I
for-
think it's the low grain build.
2025, I could look into getting one of those, like the spiked steam lids, where,
Not familiar
well, I
with
mean, technically you would
Just have a blowout. I mean, is it
no,
turned on
no.
somewhere?
I think it's technically for distilling, but they can't call it that in the United States because that's illegal. It's not a super condenser, but you would attach to one, or
It has a hose that goes somewhere.
right, or you would just take it out to a bucket and use that for cleaning or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember, we put in the 60. When's the next one? At 10.
10. It'll tell us.
Spike steam lid. Yeah, the steam condensing lid. Oh, but it's like $400.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that.
No, we don't need one. Well, this episode is brought to you by Spike.
Yeah, I think.
How good does that sound, Spike? Don't you want to?
I just put a fan on and just blows it and it just keeps them all hitting one spot right there.
If you're asking what we ferment beer in, we do it in this 15.9 gallon Firmzilla from our friends at Kegland. I think I actually got this from our friends at More Beer because Kegland doesn't sell direct in this country.
And we have another one.
I like it.
What's the other plastic one we have? With the,
I still left it at the ranch. I forgot to bring back the other one.
I thought he wanted it.
Yeah, I didn't take back his Firmzilla. The other one was from Keg King, and it was their Fermenter King.
I don't like it as
And
much.
they discontinued.
I don't like that little.
Well, it had a Trub dump on it.
Yeah, at the
and
bottom.
I didn't
It's
like
got in
that.
the way.
It got in
It
the
was just
way.
That's what that stand is for, though.
It is, but Todd didn't need that stand,
Oh.
so I kept it because that's a nicer stand. I like the height of it. But if you're talking about kombucha, we do it in these.
Glass.
Well, right now I don't have any because I didn't have space in my fridge. So I would use a 1 gallon glass jar to make the first 1 gallon batch, and then that would become my starter for this 5 gallon batch. This is actually 6.8 or 6.5.
Wide mouth.
It's a wide mouth. It's
glass.
not. This is not the Northern Brewer one, but it's the cheap knockoff because it's saving
And that's
money.
actually 6. It looks like 5 to me.
We don't run a floated. We do use a floating dip tube in the fermenter. The reason I don't run a floated is because I will run a floated in our serving keg, so I don't need it in both places. And we didn't have a year-end episode because
This is what we use in the fermenter.
which is what it came with.
Yeah.
It is a floating dip tube. It's just not a floated. It doesn't have
It doesn't have
the better filtration.
Right.
It has a screen filtration, but the floated has that 3-stage filtration, whatever. We didn't do a year-end episode, and this coming week, I'm not confident we're going to have an episode either. I thought we were, and Todd and James were like, no, because the office is closed Tuesday, Wednesday. We normally record on Wednesdays. Monday they're swamped. They believe Thursday, Friday they'll be swamped. Monday they're swamped. I'm going to be up there anyway. We wouldn't be able to
just
record Monday
shipping out.
doing recipes. It's gonna take me all day. But if we had a
You
year
a
end
day trip, or are you coming home Tuesday
day
morning?
trip, yeah. When we do a recap of the year, I'll give y'all a spoiler. My product of the year, absolutely, without a doubt, is the Float It 2.0. Can't even. I don't make money saying it. Not yet, Tron, unless you want to sponsor the show. The Float It 2.0 is 100% the product of the year for me. I put it directly on our lids that have their floating dip tube lids you can get at ketconnection.com. But there used to be for carbonation lids, so we pull off the carbon line. I put this line directly on that lid. This is the dip tube it comes with to replace your keg one, but since I do it from the lid, I just take that off, put that on the lid, put this on the other side, and then boom. Absolute, no doubt, product of the year. Well, I don't know where you use it or how you use it, but I can guarantee you love it. It is the absolute best. Trond is also trying to convince me that the Pot Brew is going to be the product of 2025, which I'm not saying it won't be. Especially, I had a long talk with Trond, and he made a good point. We were talking about the state of home brewing. I'm digressing, peanut butter. Before I do that, I'd love to hear more about making dog treats.
I'll tell you all about it in just a second.
Yeah, he'll tell you all about it. First, I'll tell you about this conversation I had with Tron. Tron and I were lamenting over the state of the homebrewing industry, and in regards to less people are brewing. 5 gallon batches even almost seem like most people are doing even smaller. The people that are brewing in America specifically is what we were talking about. The membership to the AHA is dying. Who knows how long American Homebrewers Association even has left. Although I did see our buddy Bart Watson, he's the president or the CEO now of the Brewers Association, so that's cool. But anyways, the hobby's done. Are those corn nuts? What are you eating? I said, I thought it was corn nuts. I say, I hate the smell of corn nuts. No, I'm good. Anyway, we were just talking about that, and he was like, this is why I think the Pot Brew is going to be the next big thing in regards to people don't want a lot. His theory, people don't want a lot of beer. They're certainly, I can tell you from Keg Connection, residential people are certainly not building elaborate kegerators and teasers right now. If they're drinking, they're just going out and drinking. And people aren't brewing as much, and they're not doing bigger batches, blah, blah, blah. I've already said that. So the Pot Brew doing a 2 gallon batch, and it's really like 1.8 of drinkable. All right, it's close. With the Float It that he puts in there, it's close to 2. But you do your batch, and everything's all in one. And it's like the Pinter over in the UK, and it took off over there. I think they're having a slowdown over here. But it did real well over there because the idea being it's super easy to just put in the existing fridge. I don't have to have a standalone proprietary unit to serve my beer. It's basically an all-in-one. I do everything here, cleanup's easy, blah, blah, blah. With the Pot Brew that I have over there, I'll show y'all. It's the same concept of true all-in-one, where it's the pressure cooker, you're doing the cooking, the brewing in here, you're pressure fermenting in here. It has a PRV. You can see the tap goes on here. You can, if you're going to force carbonate in here. This is one of his prototypes. I cooked on it before, I brewed on it once. Turned out real good. I did an extract batch of blonde, which was pretty good. Came out pretty good. But yeah, he thinks that that's the future of home brewing in America is people can put that, make space in their existing fridge, and when they want to drink, they just open the fridge door. He has that little. He gave me one of his Picnic Tap 2.0. I know I have one. It might actually be behind you. Do you see the? Do you see a disconnect with a little faucet knob on it? No.
Lighter.
I've got it. I know I do. It has to be over there. Nah, either way. Now, okay, I use it in my serving keg. Yeah, the floating dip tube on the Firmzilla is good enough because of the floated that I use in my serving keg. Now, I'm gonna go pee. Why don't you come talk about making dog treats? That too. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Let me finish chewing my food. Hey Joe, how you doing, brother? Yeah, the dog treats. I think I've been doing it for about 9 months now. Um, Obviously, the spent grains, there's no hops in there, right? And that's important because hops are real dangerous for dogs, is what I hear. So when you dump your trub or your trub, however you want to say it, make sure there's, you're not dumping it where dogs can get to it. But on the spent grains, after you pull the spent grains out, the recipe I use, I didn't look it up online. The recipe I use is 4 cups of spent grain, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of peanut butter, and 2 eggs, raw eggs. And you just put it in a bowl and mix it just like you're gonna mix, just like you're making bread, basically. Combine it, just put it all in a bowl, combine it all together. Again, it's 4 cups spent grain, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of peanut butter, and you can use creamy or chunky, whatever you have in the pantry, and 2 eggs. Mix it all up, and then it's a pretty big amount of dough, if you will. So I split it in half, and then I put it out on some parchment paper or just on the countertop and roll it out. And I roll it real thin. I roll it probably 1/4 of an inch, maybe even less than 1/4 of an inch thin, but roll it out with a rolling pin. And the first few that I did, because I love my dog, I used little heart cookie cutters, and I made them all hearts. But then my wife got jealous, and so now I just take, once I have it all rolled out thin the way I want it, I just take a pizza cutter and I just cut it into squares, put it onto a big cooking pan, and I'm going to say 350 for 30 minutes is all, and then 2 hours at 225.
2 hours?
And the reason you have to do that is because the spent grains are soaking wet.
Ah.
Yeah, you're baking it just to make sure that it's all baked at the 350 for the 30 minutes. And what I do, I don't even open the oven. When my 30-minute timer goes off, I go and turn the oven off, and then I turn it back on at 225 and let it sit for 2 hours. What it does, it takes all the moisture out. If you don't do that, they're likely to get mold or something, when you're storing them. But
so wait, what if you could flash dry them somehow?
then you probably wouldn't have to do that.
It would be a shorter bake.
You probably wouldn't have to do that, yeah.
Don't they make that? I mean, obviously not residential, probably, but that's the commercial thing. Isn't flash drying some? I know I've heard that term.
Flash freezing is.
I think flash drying is.
I've never heard of it. Yeah, so 30 minutes at 350 and then 2 hours at 225. And my dog loves them better than milk bones.
Yeah.
And they don't have any milk product in them, so I think they give her less gas. Yeah. So it's happy. Everybody's happy.
And I guess it would depend on the grains too. If they're roasted, more roasty, more.
You know what's weird chocolatey. Is the last one that I made.
Not true chocolate peanut.
Yeah. The last one, Cara, whatever.
Yeah, or chocolate malt.
Yeah. The last ones that I did, it was weird. I don't know if it's my oven because one of the pans came out looked like they burned. I'm thinking maybe my oven might be having a problem or something. I think it was the bottom rack. The treats. I say burned. They got super brown. Yeah. Layla loves them anyway. Yeah, she loves both of them. Yeah. So but they look burnt to me. But
I thought I bought the floated because it fits into a Sankey keg, and that was my first pressure fermenter. Ooh, see, and Brewing Blind, I'm gonna assume that's Fred, blind brew guy. But there could be more brewing. There could be more blind guys in our audience. You never know. I've never used the Sankey keg for anything. Our buddy Joe, who again another month I forgot to tell him.
Yeah, you're on purpose, man. Come
It's
on.
not. I'm sorry, Joe.
Come on,
I'm sorry, Laddick. I really did. I forgot. I did want to ask him too if he has to go back to the office because I heard Dell starting January, 100% return to office.
100%.
That's what they said online.
See, you know.
Hold on. Before I digress though, Sankey kegs. The reason I didn't, I've never used them. One, I have a pretty good source for corny kegs, ball lock and pin lock. But also, I have an inherent fear of Sankey kegs, like the spear, because they're not. It's not the same function in regards to taking it apart for cleaning and all that. And that spear can be very dangerous.
Oh. Well, you know what? I've never used one except when I
bought
a commercial keg at a party. I didn't know. So you have on a Sankey keg, I guess you retrofit it with your connections, or do you leave the Sankey connection on top?
So I got I won't name drop him. I didn't see your last text, friend. You're like, forget checking your work emails, just respond to me. That's hilarious. You see, all you have to do is message me. I am addicted to my phone, but sometimes I don't always have it on me. And if I have, no exaggeration, dozens of notifications any given hour, sometimes triple digit if I go 3 hours without checking. Because I have 3 inboxes on here. Then my personal, I have Homebrew Happy Hour, CM Becker Keg Connection. I have Joshua, my personal one. Whoa, almost gave it out. Text messages. I don't even have most apps giving me notifications. But Thread. But long story short, if I have my phone on me, I always respond to you.
What did he want?
So the PDF I sent out last month didn't have instructions on it. It was missing a lot of stuff. When I sent it to Tammy to print at that workstation, I didn't double check the file. It was an old file. What was last month's recipe, kid?
Milk stout.
It was the milk stout.
We didn't do it because we
did the breakfast stout. So the milk stout, that's probably why I didn't check it, because I didn't print it for us. That's why. I mean,
you sent the wrong.
I sent the PDF was missing the numbers for gravity. It was missing the hop schedule.
Really?
Yeah. And it was missing when to throw in. So there is no. I don't have an actual PDF. If you're looking for, I think the way I answered you is. It is a fact. I did check obviously with James. He made the recipe. And that's when I forgot to follow back up with you. The flaked barley would go in with everything, like I told you. Lactose was added at flame out. The hop schedule is just that entire pack for the full 60. Your target original gravity should be between 1050, 1055. Your final gravity should be around 1015 to 1018. But most people had questions of, when is the lactose added? When do I do that? Flame out. Add the lactose at flame out. Oh, he meant Fred. Okay, when you put it's red, I was like,
so that's weird.
Yeah, what's red? What's red?
What's a guy? Yeah.
But yeah, it's Fred. I assumed it was. Look, again, we reach tons of people, but not literal tons. Maybe a singular ton.
Well, it depends. Some of them are kind of big.
Yeah, some of them are big. You're right.
A ton is 2,000 pounds.
Dragon,
like 10 people at 200.
Or one dragonfly lady. Yeah, but but no. When it was said brewing blind, I assumed I knew who that was.
Of course. Obviously, blind brew guy was taken for his.
Or you say it, or that
taken for,
or that
YouTube.
Or that could have been his. He could have had the YouTube
before
he had his Instagram.
Yeah, good point.
You know James's YouTube handle?
Gearhead or something probably, or.
Oh, it is Texas Gearhead. I thought it was Texas Hophead. It is Texas Gear. He used to have a username called Hophead, which is why it's funny. I use a Kedland keg. Yeah, dude, the Kedland Firmzilla is what we use as well. Cleaning, exactly. So cleaning Sankey kegs is just a pain in the butt, and I'm terrified of the spear impaling me. Was it probably going to happen? Of course not. But again, I have no shortage of access. Look, how many kegs do you have at the house total? Not in just the outbuilding. You have 10?
Counting the
I'm
The ones
talking.
I just found, the little
Yeah, I'm talking about
unlocks.
Yes, unused, not the ones in the fridge like that we
Yeah,
have.
not have beer in them.
Yes, just in.
I don't have that many anymore. I think I started sending some over here because we're brewing more.
Well, okay. So,
But I'm sure I have 4, 5, 6. Yeah, real close to 10.
and I have 5 here.
Yeah.
So we have 15 cans. That's plenty.
And we have 4 on tap over there.
And I have,
you have
5. No, I have 2 minis and 4 bigs in here.
Yeah. So yeah.
We're drowning in kegs.
Yes.
I'd never have to.
It would be like you knew somebody worked at a keg store.
It would almost be like I steal. I mean, like I know someone
who works at a keg store.
Works at a
that
keg
takes
store.
home supplies.
Yeah.
From,
yeah. If y'all want to know too my method, I'm leaving the office. I go, Todd, look over there, and run to the minivan.
Where? What am I looking at?
I
want to do his impression of his boss.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I looking at, Josh?
Josh,
am I still looking?
Am I supposed to still look? Oh, where did he go?
Todd, forgive me.
He doesn't watch this.
I'm trying to appease.
He doesn't watch this.
Joshua,
James sometimes watches. If James, you're in the chat, I hope you'll.
Don't you have recipes on homebrewhappyhour.com now?
But they don't. I don't upload them all.
No, but there's. I thought there's a recipe place for them on there.
There's
definitely not a.
No,
there it is, recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says recipes.
It says recipes.
You should say that.
I don't think. Do you think the melt stop's there? I think the dark side of the chocolate is there.
I'm just gonna look and see.
I don't think it's there, dude.
Probably not.
What do you think about that coffee? Very good, right?
It's alright.
Oh, wow.
It's a little weak.
Oh, because of Christy. I totally did.
She made it?
No, she had me make it weaker because she
Oh.
doesn't like.
And is it mixed, or is it full stout, or is it half and half?
I made my own half calf. So I mixed the decaf of Folgers Dark with what I had left of Mocha's and Java's
made for her.
Dark, and so I've just been making half calf.
Gotcha. At home, I would do half and half. Is what I do.
But I say half calf. I put it all in one container and then. So, is it? I don't know the.
Oh, yours is not. Yeah, no, I don't.
I know you measure it out.
I just take two scoops of caffeinated, 2 scoops of decaf, and then brew.
No, I
4
mixed.
cups.
I mixed 2 in one container and just shook it up and like, okay, this is forever half calf.
Gotcha.
I also have opened that fridge. I have a little bit of cold brew left. I could have poured it all. Hey, if you wanted more coffee, we could rack to another keg. It wouldn't be a big deal if you wanted more coffee to come out of that breakfast stout.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, I liked it, but if you were, we could dump the rest of that cold brew. He gave me 20 ounces of cold brew, and I
used 12
12 or whatever. Yeah, look, there's probably about 8 left, or half of it left. So I used 10. No, I used 12 at least, because ours called for 12. So that's more than that's more.
Well, so see, that's where the recipe. I think didn't it call? I thought the recipe called for 20. Did it call for 12?
It called
For a 5 gallon.
I believe it calls for a 12 in a 5 gallon keg.
It does.
Yes.
The cold brew. It's
So
2
I
ounces.
used
2 ounces of coarsely ground coffee, brewed with 12 ounces of water.
right.
So 12 would have been for a full 5. We didn't have a full 5, so yours was 11.
Exactly. It was, and Todd's was like 7 or 8, because Todd barely got 3 gallons.
Gotcha.
Because he's like, I mean, really, I could have done 2 kegs of 4 and some change, but his sits longer than even ours does for the breakfast stout.
Uh-huh.
Like, he still has a gallon and a half of last year's batch.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to look at home. I haven't got to the imperial coffee, barrel aging. I'm going to look at home because I think I have the recipe sheet from that milk stout when we did it 5 years ago or however long it was.
That was extract though. When the only batch from outside you and I did was
Or mini mash.
It was mini mash, yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Outside right there on the patio?
Yep. On 2017, when we started brewing together.
That's the one that blew up.
That's the one that blew up all over your ceiling.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I have pictures of it somewhere.
That's why I'm glad
Just brown spots all over my white ceiling and my white walls.
Is the outbuilding popcorn? Is it popcorn ceiling?
The outbuilding is not,
Okay,
but it's much more texture than the walls.
But it's not popcorn at least.
No,
because that would have been miserable.
my whole house is popcorn.
Yeah, your house
Your
is.
mom
Yeah.
hates it. But anyway, yeah, that's my next project is going to be redoing the popcorn ceilings.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, you say ooh, but you know what? in the living room, which is the biggest one,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not even going to take it down. I'm going to put V-board.
Ah.
I'm going to do
Okay.
V-board paneling. She has to
Okay.
pick out the color. Well, I don't think you have a choice of color. It's going to be oak or
I was
whatever
gonna say it's
wood
gonna
it
be
is.
wood color.
Yep, yep. And I'm not painting. If she wanted to paint, I'm not going to put it up there.
Yeah.
Because she, I put the bead board in the kitchen
Yeah.
and our porch and then painted it white. I'm like, no, well, come on.
Man, what's wrong with her?
I don't know.
What's the deal with beadboard?
I'm still looking for. I really thought it was on here. Did you look on here to see if it was there?
Never looked.
It was not.
All I know is the only PDF I found was not adequate.
What did you send out?
The Milk Stout PDF.
It didn't. It didn't have.
It didn't have any info. I don't even know why it was like that, and I don't know why I didn't check. I found the file, sent it to that computer to print, never even opened the file. And they're great. Vilver and Tammy are incredible when they help me pack. Like I'll go upstairs and do all the hops. She actually that month I think helped with the hops, but I'm still doing all the recipe kits. We're gonna train her to help do the recipes because Todd doesn't like how much it cost him to use my labor for building recipe kits.
To use your what?
My labor,
Oh.
what I cost him hourly, because
Yeah.
I work 10 hours a week. Come on. No, at 40 hours a week, I'm kind of expensive, and he has better use of me than doing recipe kits because I am a little bit slower. I wanted, when Joe and his crew were doing recipes, that's all they did. So they had it streamlined. They were just churning them out. I'm getting better, but a kit like this, it might be a little difficult because it's got some like I got to bag the oats. I got to bag
Right.
like last month the milk stout I had to bag oats, had to bag lactose. That took forever. Bagging hops can take me forever. Thankfully this one's only one. Oh, pardon me. Well, it's only gonna be one bag. It'll be 1 total ounce of East Kent Goldies. So I won't have to do 2 bags per kit.
You send 1 ounce out and they split it. They
Correct.
just pour
They'll-
half
exactly.
in at 60,
Correct.
half in at 10.
That's exactly.
That's what we used to do.
And this month, though, I'll round up. We have like 38, but I'll round up. We have 40 recipes going out. So I got to do 40 bags of 1 ounce of hops. That's at least a minute and a half per bag. So there goes an hour, basically there. Most of them are milled, unfortunately, this month. I say unfortunate. If you're joining a recipe receiving tier, I appreciate you at all because that helps us out a lot. But milling, oh, especially you guys who double mill, y'all are killing me. We're like, it's not even just the time. I wear a mask. I used to not because I was like, I'm a man and I don't need that. But if you get grain sick, it sucks. It takes me out for a full day if I get because it is just.
Never heard of it.
You inhale too much grain and you feel like you have bad allergies for a couple days.
So you know the backyard, how we have so many trees, right?
Yeah.
Well, the oak trees aren't falling right now. They're the ones that fall earlier, in the spring, and the post oak. You got the little bitty, oblong leaves, whatever. But I've got the bur oaks, which are big, giant leaves like this. It'll tie into what you were talking about.
Okay.
your
I don't care if it
sick.
does or doesn't. Okay.
I was for peanut butter.
We take the
I was telling
scenic route.
No, for peanut butter, I was telling this is going to tie in. Trust me.
ADD
You're
happy
talking about
hour.
getting grain sick from breathing all that
Yeah,
stuff. Okay,
yeah.
so we entertained this week with Christmas Eve and Christmas
Yeah.
Day. So the week before, I'm out there and there's leaves everywhere. And your mom and I only 2 weeks ago filled up 30
wow.
carts full, and I did the big burn pile thing.
Yeah.
Right? I always do it, but I didn't feel like doing that much work. So I blew all the leaves into the yard, and literally it was a stack 2 feet high and 20 feet long
Sure.
and 5 feet wide. Then this doesn't work on the little oak leaves. This works on the big bur oak leaves
Sure.
and on the cedar elm leaves. And so I get on my riding lawnmower, set on the highest level, and it's got a mulching blade on it. So I just start going over it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going through it
Tearing
because
it
half of
up.
it's coming up above
Yeah.
it, but it shreds it down. And then I lower it, and I keep lowering it. Finally, I lower it to the lowest I can go. When I'm done, it's just literally
Powder.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost it's a great mulch, and,
Yeah.
and that's going to break down real easy.
Sure.
But my point was, while I'm doing that, I
It's
didn't have a mask
going
on,
everywhere. Yeah.
and it's just
Pretty
and,
stupid.
oh my gosh,
Pretty stupid.
I had to do it twice. I had to do it before. I had done it like a week before Christmas, and then I actually had to do it on Christmas Eve
Yeah.
in the morning again because we're having everybody over at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that day I wore a mask.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
It did because when I go inside and blow my nose, it black and shit just comes out.
It makes a huge difference. Yeah. No, you get grain sick a couple times. You'll wear a mask.
Yeah.
It just you just feel out of it for 24 hours.
I don't wear a mask. Would never wear a mask normally for cutting the yard is normal fine. But like in the summer when it's in a drought, we have a lot of low spots and it's just big old clouds of dirt come up and everything. And
if I'm doing one recipe, I don't wear a mask. Like if I'm making ours,
sure,
I don't need to.
So I can be in there for 2 hours.
Exactly.
2 hours.
And when I'm doing especially when I'm milling, I have all the batch prepared, ready to go into the mill. And so I'm at them, like if I'm doing ours and I see the grain dust going up, I could in theory, I'm gonna walk over here
for 5 seconds,
no big deal, or a minute even. It takes about a minute for the to go through 16 pounds of grain or whatever our grain size is, and then I can come back, last hops. But when I'm doing 40, I have to
have 1 ounce right here.
$10 minutes left on the boil. I think we've been live for almost 2 hours, haven't we?
I don't know.
What time is it? Almost 2 hours to the minute.
Okay, well.
We are coming up on the 2-hour mark. If you're just now joining us, you're late to the party, but we are brewing this. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. There it is. The artwork, at least. We're doing the English Mild, a delicious table beer. If you hand me that sheet, I'll read off the grain bill. Times everything by 2 because we are doing a 10-gallon batch here at Homebrew Happy Hour headquarters. But for the vast majority of people in the Trub Club at a recipe receiving level who are getting this are getting the 5-gallon version, which would be 6 pounds of Munton's Maris Otter, 8 ounces of caramel 60 or crystal 60, same thing, 8 ounces of flaked oats, 6 ounces of chocolate malt, and 4 ounces of caramel 120. And our hops, again, for a 5-gallon batch, the full 60-minute boil would be half an ounce of East Kent Golding. And then what we just did with 10 minutes left is half an ounce of East Kent Golding. That would be for the 5-gallon. We did a full ounce both of those times. The gravity we're shooting for is somewhere around 1035, 1038. Our final gravity should be anywhere from 1010 to 1012. So that makes our target ABV anywhere from 3.5 to 4%.
Uh-oh.
What'd you
Oh,
do?
never mind. I saw a bee over there. I thought he was inside the ferment, but he wasn't. He was on the outside.
Hey, you can go in right now.
Here he is right here. Look, see him? I'm not going to...
Don't kill him.
Is that a yellow jacket?
No, it's a bee.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. I'm not going to... I don't kill any bees. I like bees.
Yeah, me neither.
If they're paper wasp or if they're yellow jackets,
I
No, there was a fly over here. That's why I got this
bees.
out. There was a fly over here.
So,
So,
one fly.
There was
One
fly. and I
single
was gonna
fly
kill it.
today.
I bet there's some over there on the grain.
Oh yeah, that's
Maybe. I don't know. You know what?
When we start cooling, I will take that down to the chickens and the deer.
I'll get like a scoop out and stick it in the bag.
For your chickies?
Yeah, just
Okay.
Just a little fun.
I'll get you HEB bag.
Did Mom tell you what happened when I was getting the patio heater ready?
No.
So there's me.
It's the same bee.
Yeah, it is.
Come here, bee friend.
So I had to fix it, right? I had to. I was going to bypass the thermal coupler, but I decided not to. That's what you have to. You have to keep the thing on until it heats up the element.
Uh-huh.
So if that goes out, it'll stop. It won't waste all your gas.
Sure.
Or be dangerous because
Sure.
gas is heavier than air. Propane's heavier than air. It's settled down. All these fancy stuff. Anyway. But mine just had a problem. The jet was just clogged up with dirt or whatever. So I had to take it apart. Took it apart and I fixed all that. Well, the stupid lizard, I just didn't come out when I had a little fitting open. He could have come out. He could go in and out with it there. But anyway, I took it off. I cleaned it all out of me.
Yeah.
I got it all set
What do you
back
need?
up and
Yes.
yeah, you can come out. What do you need?
What do you need?
Give it to me.
I had to dump this.
Dump it. I'll
Dump
dump
it
it.
out the front back.
Because I was just right here.
I'll dump
okay.
it. I'll dump it.
No.
Don't worry about it.
Shoot.
Bottom line was I get the thing started and all of a sudden I see a little leg stick out and it's like run.
Is it a lizard?
Yeah.
He did.
I turned it off. I turned it off immediately.
You killed a lizard.
And it was it was the kind that changed color. They're not really geckos. We always call them.
We always call them.
No, I'm sorry. No, not geckos. Chameleon. We always call them chameleons.
Yeah.
They're not really chameleons. They turn green. Whatever.
Yeah.
They have a name. I forget their real name.
Racing lizards.
Bottom line was, I felt so bad.
Yeah, you killed a lizard.
And then I had to take them all apart.
Don't dump that in the drains.
No, I had to take it all apart to get the lizard out because I didn't want to have a barbecue lizard smell.
So you're like a science project. So all that to say he's a bad person, guys. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, look, I want to show you what came in today. I ordered this for myself. If you're watching at YouTube, you probably see all the merch we have. That's through, what do they call themselves now? Creator Spring. We make no money off it because we have no overhead, so it's kind of a win-win. They print on demand. People can wear our stuff. We make like a couple bucks per shirt sold. What I do get though, for the amount that we do sell, they'll give me store credit and stuff. I had enough store credit to print something. I made a new crew neck sweatshirt. But I made this in October and it just arrived yesterday. Yesterday is today's 27th. It arrived the day after Christmas. They're laying their eggs. But I made this with my recent Creator Spring gift card or store credit, and I wish I'd had it for Christmas. I would have worn it then. It's my prize. I had to vectorize Norm in Adobe Illustrator, and this would be way too much plastic for Mr. Burns because I thought they screen printing, but they didn't. They vinyl printed, so Todd would burn up in this. But it just arrived yesterday, and then I got it this morning out of my mailbox. Hope y'all had good Christmas and tons of gifts and good home brew or craft beer. Oh, you rinsed it for her too?
I did, but I think there's a way to take it apart, but I don't know if there is.
You just put it on the dryer right there.
It's right here, Nick. It's right there, yeah.
Yep. She gone.
She gone.
We got a little under 5 minutes left of the boil. Then we will start our cooling process, which will, once it gets down to like 205, we will run it through the counter pressure chiller to sterilize that. Then we will drip slowly to let it go straight into the fermenter, basically.
Yeah.
Because we're using 05 because I couldn't get, Pub was out of stock, and then House didn't, the strain people are receiving is House, but it didn't arrive in time for me to get it. I didn't want to ask Todd to just ship it to me. And our local store here in Austin, your all's holiday hours were all whack, so I couldn't go try to pick up any Imperial from there. Hey, those are mine, pal. Hey.
What's
Whoa.
That? These what?
How dare you.
I was trying to see what it is. I don't know what.
It's my Reese's. It's my Reese's. Reese's.
What is that?
Pieces.
Oh, it's yours? Okay, I'll put it back.
Anyway, we're using 05. So the range of 05 though is up to, what did I say it was? 87?
77.
No, it was not.
77.
No, it's not.
76, actually.
No, it wasn't.
76.
Oh, it's 77.
Oh, 76. I'll bet you a nickel.
Okay. $5 bet?
Huh?
$5 bet?
Yeah. The only five
I
left.
I say 77.
I say 76.
First off, that's gross. 77. Huh.
No, not 76.
77 is right here, dummy.
Okay, we're even now.
We're using 05. And 77, we're going to do it under pressure. I feel comfortable if we can get to 80.
Oh, yeah.
Which we will get to 80.
Easily.
And we'll do it under pressure. We have no rush of letting it ferment, so it can take its time. Can you pressure ferment lower than 10? I don't know why 10 is the sweet spot, dude. Like, I'm sure you could do 5. I mean, here's the thing. If we're going to pitch at 80, I'll probably manually inject 10 to prevent, like, the thought process is it prevents like the esters or whatever from, it prevents, like if you're going to do it natural at that temperature, the yeast is more stressed as opposed to if I put it under the pressure at that temperature. It's not stressed. I think I said that right. If I had the temperatures though, like if my office was right now already 70 or 68, and we just had a spunding valve on there and set it to 15, you would notice, oh my God, that thing, it is producing that. And, once it gets to high Krausen, it's producing some PSI. I don't know what lowering it below 10 would do technically. And 10's just always been what's been told to me from the interwebs, specifically Jonathan Marute. And I think Trong actually does 15. He had to have talked about it on one of our episodes.
Does.
It was Trong then. It was Trong. So I'm pretty sure it was Trong who does 15. And I don't know why that's his magic number. But I've never tried lower than 10 on purpose. I've had a leak before in the first spunding valve we did where it kept up pressure, but at some point I saw it go from 10 starting to lower, and I was like, well, that's not right. And it was because I didn't have everything tightened. But why does my phone keep going off? Is that my chicken? It is my chickens. You're right. My chickens are being...
Really super loud. When I was just over there cleaning that out.
Oh, Murray's back there now.
Is that what it is?
We done? I have some BrewTech Chronicles, but those are rated for like 5 for Oh, yeah. If it's not rated for pressure, I wouldn't even mess with it. That'd be like, I'm going to use my glass carboy that can handle 3, and I'll put this... I wouldn't trust the spunding valve. Do your Chronicles have pressure relief valves on them? Because if they don't, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trust the spunding valve. Even Trong, I love you. Even his spun it, I wouldn't trust it if that's the only fail-safe I had. I'd rather look into fermenting in a keg for pressure fermentation before doing it in a vessel that's not rated for at least 10.
Definitely.
And then you could do basically like what Tron had told me with the Potter Brew. He goes, well, if you do a bigger batch, you just ferment in a keg with the float it, and then you don't have to transfer it all, and you get the best pour, and you get all the beer, and it won't even suck up the bad stuff, and do all that. Use the float it that way. But all right, let's hook that bad boy up. Wait, hook it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the water stuff hooked up, and where's your output hose?
Right here.
No, it's input.
Oh.
Just take it to the driveway so it doesn't go on the edge of your
Okay.
garage. Cold in, hot out.
And also, if y'all have just joined us and missed out, January, I don't mind telling y'all because I'm excited about it. We're doing a Kolsch for Brew Day Live. It'll be on Friday the 24th, and that will be the recipe for the Trub Club. My favorite recipe. I wanted to start off the year strong. Also, if you weren't here, I had already apologized. Sorry for no fresh episode this week. Consider Brew Day Live the episode. I could take the audio and publish it out. No, people would hate that. I'm not going to do that to them.
Do what?
If I took the audio from this and put it through the RSS feed as if it was an episode, I could do that.
Why?
Why would people hate? Oh, I'm just saying to have content for people who are audio-only listeners. But they don't want to listen to a Brew Day Live. Hey, there's Jonathan Marute. He's heading to Sydney in a few hours. Jonathan, what does VFR and IFR stand for?
Visual flight, something, and instrument.
We didn't Google because we were waiting for you, bud.
My dad used to fly, so I know IFR is instrument and VFR is visual. I just don't know what the R is for.
The R is for
Visual flight required.
route.
No.
Uh-huh.
He's not listening. He's just
Rico.
texting.
No. Well, there's a delay. Remember, he texted. We see it. We respond. 40 seconds later, he hears us telling him.
Oh, golly, what was I thinking?
Someone else in the chat. And look, he actually has IFR in his username.
Well, he's definitely a pilot.
I wonder if he's a pilot too.
Rules. Okay, yeah.
Visual flight rules and instrument flight rules.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, reference.
Reference.
Rules. Wait a second. Do people know, or are we just all throwing out what we want? Because I have my favorite R word, and it's not. Don't say it. Don't say that. It's kicked off. Visual flight reference. Because you're using your eyes to reference your path.
Whatever.
And the other one, you're having to use the instruments
Sure.
for.
Sure. Whatever.
We have supercomputers in our pockets.
Yeah, but
That's not fun though.
Yeah,
We were watching. My wife likes. She used to watch a lot the How I Met Your Mother, and there was some episode because I think they started that show in like 2005. Maybe by like 2008, they had an episode that was just making fun of and lamenting technology because it was like back before people had phones. It was fun hanging out and arguing about stuff, and nobody, everyone had strong.
I could prove it.
Absolutely, like no one could be proved about like no, that's not the
And then 2 weeks later, when you see him again, hey man, you owe me $5.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
That's not what I said.
Yeah,
I was saying
exactly.
the other thing.
But now someone just pulls out their phone and it just like kills.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Oh, it's not. I've lost many a $5 bets because of that. If I was able to argue with Todd in like 1999, oh God, I'd never owe him any money.
Hey, do we have any what you call it mixed up?
Sanitizer?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm gonna stir this because it's still above 210,
Sure.
just to get to see what the temperature is. So I'm gonna start running through there
Perfect.
any minute now.
So yeah, we were all over the place today on this episode of Brew Day Live, but that's what we do.
Any day.
It is the Attention Deficit Disorder Happy Hour, and we're happy to do it for y'all.
Hey, let's get.
Peanut butter dives are definitely an 80s baby. I am. That is true. VFR flights have to see the ground to make sure the map takes extra certification for IFR to fly in adverse weather or foggy clouds. Allows you to fly at higher altitudes. That makes more sense.
Yep.
I'm not flying at all. I don't even like being a passenger, much less wanting to fly the thing. I've gotten over my fear of flying because Todd, when he hired me full time again in 2016, that year he put me on a ton of flights. What's that?
I'm gonna let it cool down to 205. I premature. I jumped the gun. I want to wait till 205.
Yeah, 09's fine.
No, it's too hot. I don't want to mess up
gosh.
your pump. I don't want to mess up all
Whatever.
that stuff.
So yeah, we're gonna get this bad boy chilled. We're gonna sanitize the Firmzilla. We don't actually have to transfer any beer today, so we don't have to. That'll be. I don't have to sanitize kegs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the last couple brew days. Remember, I've been
Transfer.
waiting till the brew day to
Yes.
transfer the last batch.
I do recall.
So we're a little over 2 hours. I'm gonna wrap it up. 2 hours is that sweet spot. That way I can put Whose Line Is It Anyway back on my TV and not get kicked off of
Oh, look
YouTube.
at that grain coming out of there, dude.
Yeah, what about?
That's enough to waste.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up here. I sincerely appreciate it. Maybe it's the Christmas break and y'all are all off work. The chat was lively today. That's what I like the most about today's brew day. It was another smooth brew day. I don't want to jinx us, but we actually, Dad, of 2024, I'd say they all went smoother. I mean, they all went smooth. I can't think of one real bad brew day we had of stuff going
You know
wrong.
what? Since we've been going on here, that tells us everything to do.
It's been a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Grainfather G40, our buddy Matt Bowling, who hooked us up with it. I'm not just saying this because he hooked us up with it, but it is worth its weight in gold, even when you have to pay for it. It's worth its weight in gold. It's all of them are incredible. I do, like I said, I know this is the last brew day of 2024. To wrap it up, I'd say our 2024 brewing was successful. We do need to share more beer. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. We are drowning in beer. Todd messaged me Christmas Day to thank me because 90% of what he had on tap was ours. Yeah, because he hardly brewed at all this year, so it was all our beer. I'm so grateful to have had my pop be my brew partner this year. That was a blast. I'm looking forward to 2025 and brewing again. As of right now, we're committing to every month again. I think we can keep that up. Yeah, I think
Look at your chickens because they're still way too loud.
they're laying, dude.
Okay.
And they're like crowing. They're like roosters. But yeah, successful 2024. Cheers to 2025. Happy New Year to y'all. Happy holidays. We'll be back. I'm really hoping next week we have a proper episode, but don't hold your breath. It might be either a shorty or it'll just be me again in the audio feed going, another apology. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that jazz. We'll see y'all in 2025. And you have anything else to add before I cut it off?
Go and prosper in something, I don't know.
Live in peace and prosper?
That too.
Is that what it was?
Have a great 2025. We'll see y'all in January.
Yeah, buddy. Later, guys.